You guys don't want to see her, do you? Welcome to the live stream. My name is Rob. Thanks for joining. Can you hear me? Looks like my audio's on, so that's a good sign. But the better sign would be if you guys let me know that you can hear me. Thumbs up would be awesome. Sure can, Rob. Thanks, Steve. Welcome. What's up? What's everybody up to today? How we doing? We got 39 people in here and counting. That's awesome. Yes. Yep, sound is 5 out of 5. Awesome, guys. Thank you very much. So, what is this? You guys know what that is? I showed it to the people at the dock party last Wednesday. Goes with this. That might give you a little bit of a hint. What I'm going to do is open this up real quick. Sorry, I'm not very good at unboxing type videos. Never really done one. Oh, a lot of screws in here. We'll just keep those aside. So open. This is what I wanted to show you. This thing here. What do you think that is? Coupled with this thing. If it would stop focusing on my face, and you can see what that is. I guess it goes this way. What happens is, oh, is it broken? I just don't know how it works, I guess. Somehow, this thing slides onto this track like this, okay? And then we take this, is my Insta360 camera, but could also use my phone. Okay, I'm going to take the selfie stick off, or actually you could leave it on because there's a screw hole at the bottom. Okay, screw hole at the bottom. Put it on this, like that, and we position this however we want to. Put this on this track like this. This is going to be attached to the bow of my kayak, and I'll be able to film myself kayaking and not doing a walk and talk, but a kayak and talk. How's that? What do you think of that? Is that a good idea? That's the plan. And I think I might actually get another one of these. These are super cheap. I can't remember what it was, $8 or something. You can put one on the side of the kayak, maybe on the back, on the front, depending, for different views. And then you could also, just maybe this will generate some ideas for you guys. If I take this off of this and put the selfie stick back on, right? This is waterproof, by the way. The Insta360 is waterproof. And then put it on this, like that. Okay, now that gets it up a little bit higher, right, off the deck. A little bit higher. And you can adjust the angle. Okay, I'm going to have to, and you can actually extend it. So you can have that like way behind you and see yourself kayaking away, or way out in front like this, way out in front. And then it's like there's a drone in front of me and you can see all of the kayak and me and the ocean around. So that's my thought process. Let me know what you think. I've had this for a week, but it was a busy weekend. I haven't had a chance to hook it up. Anyways, those are my thoughts. What else do I have? Well, let me just check the chat. See, we got some questions coming in. That's good. This will really put the Maritimer in Rob the Maritimer. That's right. Oh boy, when will you try it out, Sophia? I'm thinking this weekend. I think this weekend. So maybe I'll try it this weekend and maybe get a video with that up on Monday. The only thing I'm worried about, so this is totally waterproof, but if like this somehow comes detached and it drops in the water where I'll be kayaking is around 60 feet deep. So I'm not going to dive down that deep. It'll be gone if it falls off somehow. So I want to make sure it's very secure before I do that, because it's great that these are waterproof. Same with the phones, but they don't float. Okay, that's the thing. And also waterproof, but saltwater proof, that's another thing. I mean, if it's waterproof, it should be fine saltwater proof. But Yeah, anyways, you'd want to, if you drop something in the salt water, you'd want to rinse it, even if it's waterproof, you'd want to rinse it off with fresh water pretty quick, so nothing rusts. So yes, I will be careful. Keep a rope attached to it. That's actually not a bad idea. That's actually a brilliant idea, actually. All about the alternative. Thank you for that. So yeah, that's what I'm planning this week. But before that, I'm going to go outside and do a walk and talk, probably early tomorrow morning, and release that tomorrow. I haven't done one in, I think, 3 weeks. And I love doing them. They're super easy to do. I've got tons of things to talk about. I just have to pick one and go out and make a video about it. So that's my plan. I do have a whole bunch of ideas of other videos to make that aren't walk and talk, like tutorial type, but we'll get to those. So let me get to the chat here real quick to see who's here, and just say hi to a few of you people before I get to what it is. I've got a couple demonstrations lined up, time permitting. Hopefully we get to them. And I will answer as many questions as I can. What did you guys think about, actually, I'm asking you guys these questions, and then I'm not I'm not looking at the live chat to see what you're saying. So I should put a floaty on it. Pond Prowler Adventures. Great idea. Pond Prowler. Maybe you have some experience with this. Keep a rope. Be careful. Yes, I will be careful. Our air tag's waterproof. Put an air tag on it. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, but even if I drop it and it goes to the bottom, even with an air tag, yeah, I suppose I'd know where it is, but I'm not like a free diver, and I'm not a scuba diver, so I wouldn't want to go down to get that. I suppose for the cost of those things, I could probably hire a diver to go get it for me, but I have a float attachment for my GoPro. Very smart. Lifeline, yes. Joined 3 minutes late, so I rewound it to the beginning. Very good. Let's go right back to the top here. Craft Daddy says, what? Let's go. Lego Tours, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Oh, you're in Disney. Awesome. Hope you're having fun there. Flagler Nature Girl, how are you? Good to see you again. Kitty Cam, you saw the Kitty Cam, but she's still munching away there. All right, who else we got? And any questions? Remember to put a QQQ in front of any questions you have. That's the other thing. I made a video last week. Some of you may be aware. Last week's live stream was a long one. It was 3 hours and 40 minutes or so. And there were a lot of questions I did not get to. I couldn't. I just can't. So I made a video of me answering as many, well, actually, I think all of the questions that I did not get a chance to answer in the live. I answered them as quickly as I could in a video that ended up being 57 minutes long. And that is way longer than I usually like to make. I often say only make your videos as long as they have to be to include the information. Well, that was kind of an experiment. I wanted to see how well that video did, to see if you guys wanted me to do that, to answer the unanswered questions. And I think what I've learned is, so the video did not do very well, as you could probably imagine. I think, though, what I learned is the people here in the live stream and the people who have asked questions probably really appreciated that, okay? But the reality is, we typically get maybe 100, I think we got 136 last week people in the live stream. That's a very small percentage of the actual subscriber base that I have now. So whereas you guys probably wanted to see me do that, when I look at my channel as a whole, they probably did not want to see that. So what ended up happening, which I can show you, why don't I show you that? So you can get a visual for it. Did I set this up properly? Yes, I did. Okay, so let's go here. 100 questions is what it was in 57 minutes. Let's go. So it was an 8 out of 10. So 8th best of my last 10 videos. It's got 2,800 views, which again sounds like a lot, but it's below my average at this point. But those who watched it watched over 15 or over 14 minutes of it. So that's actually quite good. And now if we click to see the video analytics, you can see graphically, there it is, well below the average, okay? Not spiking at all, but, not bad. Again, 2,800 views is great. Okay, that's good. It's just not up to my usual, what I had been doing. So, take that for what it's worth. But if we scroll down, average percentage viewed, 25%. 63% still watching after 30 seconds, which is typical. Okay, and yeah, 1422. And so, once it drops off, it doesn't stay flat. So not everybody's watching all of it is kind of what you get from that. And if we dive in further, if we go to reach, we can see here, the impressions click-through rate was quite low for my channel. Usually when I put a video out, they start up at usually over 10% the first day, and then it goes down because it's the first day. The first people watching are usually your most engaged subscribers, okay, and they'd be the ones most wanting to watch, okay. And then as days go on, perhaps some non-subscribers are introduced to the thumbnail, or subscribers who only watch every once in a while, right? And they're less apt to click and watch for longer. So that's why your click-through rate tends to go down over time. Okay. But anyways, yeah, I just thought you'd be interested in that. So let's bring this back. Where am I now? All right. So yeah, I like your longer videos. Oh, Ty's in the house. How you doing, Ty? Good to see you. All right. Analytics question. Analytics. Love your head, Rob. What's that got to do with analytics? My head. Hack Multimedia. I appreciate that. Thank you. Mike Adams. I enjoyed your live stream with Brian Johnson. Very good. Yeah, that was fun. Actually, I noticed that he had, excuse the tail going by there, but I noticed Brian had Kevin Colby on yesterday, which is awesome. I didn't get a chance to watch that. I saw a little bit on the replay. But two great guys. If you get a chance, check that out. It'll be on Brian's channel, Brian G. Johnson. Yeah, check that out. So what are you doing? You all right? So what else we got here? We've got Mike Adams in the house. How you doing, Mike? Actually, I just read one of your comments there. Good to see you again. And I saw this earlier, so this is great. Oh, that's not your first message. All about the alternative. Where was your first one? It's not showing here. But anyways, I got the gist of it that, oh, here it is. You got your channel back. Awesome. Great news. Great news. So for those who, okay, don't unplug my computer. For those who missed last week, all about the alternative, she mentioned that she lost her channel to a hacker. Yeah, so, and I guess you were trying to get it back. I don't know what the process is. I've never had to deal with that. Peanut. There you go. Yeah, so congratulations, you got your channel back. And you said, not sure if I'm still dealing with this hacker though. So all I can tell you there is, and I'm assuming you've done this, but change your password right away. And yeah, so I guess the reason you lost yours to a hacker was a brand deal email that you got that ended up not being a true brand deal email. I guess it was a hacker phishing for your information. And I've heard that that's an issue. So I will also add my 2 cents to that. Please be careful if any of you out there do get unsolicited emails from brands or supposed brands offering to sponsor your channel or a video of yours. There's a lot of bad actors out there trying to gain access to your YouTube accounts by doing that. And sometimes they can seem pretty legit, but if they contact you, you're going to have to do some extra work to contact them back through their normal channels, like not just responding to their email because that might have come from not them, and not clicking any links that they give you in an unsolicited email. And yeah, you just have to be really careful. I get, actually, just to further this conversation, I get emails like that quite often, pretty much daily, actually, emails that I can tell they're not legit, and it's for brands that are all over the place. Some brands that I would want to have them as sponsors, and some that have nothing to do with my channel. And they usually start off by saying, hey, I've been watching your channel for months now and love your content, blah, blah, blah. I think we'd make great partners, blah, 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 blah. right? So just have to be careful. I know that's something that a lot of creators talk about, that it'd be great to get sponsors, brand deals. That's how you make the big money, right? You get people to sponsor your videos. But you have to be careful. And, sometimes it may not be worth it. So, well, it would not be worth it if they're not a real brand. So just be careful. And perhaps that's a video I should maybe talk about in the future. So, but congratulations, you got your channel back. That is awesome. Hello, Jeff. How you doing? Sophia, good to see you again. Is that time of week again? Absolutely. Flagler Nature Girl, welcome to Florida. Very good. Nicola's here. How you doing, Nicola? Morning Coffee Studios. Pond Prowler, go Detroit. Awesome. Detroit Lions. I'm talking to the camera right now. That's exactly what I'm doing, talking to the camera. All right, Steve is here. How you doing, Steve? Good to see you. All right, now, who else we got? Cruising Complete. We've got motivational shorts videos. And we've got a question. So, is there a place to buy, excuse me, is there a place to buy copyright for TV and movies for your channel that's affordable? So, for copyrighted TV and movies, that's a good question. I'm not too sure. What are you doing? Okay, all right, I'll leave you alone. Yeah, so here's the deal. Anything you put in your videos, music, videos, snippets of TV shows, whatever, anything you put in your videos, you need permission to do. And the easiest way to do that is to locate a royalty-free provider where you can typically sign up and pay them monthly or annually or whatever for an account. They then use those revenues or a portion of them to pay the appropriate people for your right to use them in your videos. So for example, for music, I use Epidemic Sound, and they're legitimate. They're good. As soon as you sign up with them, probably the only time you'd ever have a problem, if you're going to have a problem, and most people don't, but if you do, would be the first time you use them. And that's only because they don't really know your channel yet. But when you sign up for them, you can enter your channel name, and they will help you fight any copyright issues that you might get through YouTube. Okay, like they aren't YouTube. They aren't the one. Epidemic Sound is not the ones that make up the rules or decide whether or not you can use what you can use on YouTube. YouTube makes those decisions, and sometimes YouTube gets it wrong. They use AI or algorithms or whatever to automatically detect copyright issues, and sometimes they get it wrong. So because of that, Epidemic Sound puts things in place that helps you. We got a spider crawling on my camera. That helps you through that, and usually they get them resolved within a day. So yeah, you'd want to make sure you get. So something else that's along these lines, CapCut. Some people have had, now I know there's been issues with CapCut with their terms of service and stuff. We talked a little bit about that last week, and in that 100 questions video that I came out with. But even before that, some people were saying that they used music in CapCut that, CapCut said is free to use, and yet when they use it and put it on YouTube, they got a copyright notice saying it's not free. You can't monetize your video. So what's up with that? Well, what's up with that is perhaps some shady wording of free to use. See, the thing is, same thing with YouTube channels that advertise themselves as like a radio station that you can listen to, free to use. And oh, by the way, you can use our music in your videos, free to use. Okay? That's not incorrect. You are free to use them. But see, they want you to use them so that they can monetize your video. See what I mean? If you use any music, now, I don't want to generalize. I don't know if this is the case with all CapCut music, but I know it's happened quite a bit. A lot of people have reported this, that any music they've put in their videos that they got from CapCut, they got a copyright notice, and it's because although CapCut allows you to make videos with that music, they don't necessarily know that you're going to put it on a public platform like YouTube. They might just think you're making a corporate video for your internal, company, and just show it in there, and that's fine, right? That's not out there on the internet on an open platform. If you put it on YouTube, that's an open platform. That's a different ball game. There's royalties have to be paid. So if it's almost like CapCut has deals with these music makers, and these music makers will say, hey, yeah, please put our music in your system so that a whole bunch of people will use our music in their videos, hoping that they put those videos on YouTube so that the music creator can, monetize those videos. That's what's going on. Okay, so you got to be careful with the whole free to use thing. And that's why it basically, there's no such thing as a free lunch. Okay. No such thing as something for free. If you want to use music that you have not made yourself in your videos, you got to pay for it. Okay. Now, the one exception that I'm aware of with that is the music that you find in the YouTube library. YouTube does provide you with music you can use, right, in your videos. Now, I believe the libraries are different for shorts and long forms. So if you find a piece of music while making a short from the YouTube library and you put it in your shorts, that's fine. That music may not be allowed to be used in the long form video, right? So again, I've never used the YouTube system. I find, searching for music a little bit hard in that system, and there's just not near as much variety. So I use Epidemic Sound. I know it's safe. Storyblocks is another one that you can use that is safe, and that they will help you deal with any copyright issues. Storyblocks also has video, like B-roll stuff, video footage that you can use royalty-free, okay? Epidemic Sound is just music and sound effects. So I didn't answer your question. Is there a place to buy copyright for TV and movies for your channel that's affordable? I don't know of any for movies or TV. For music, if you want to talk about like well-known music, like popular music, there is another service called Lickd. So I believe it's spelled Likd. It's a little more expensive, and I think you almost pay per music. But then, and it's not every piece of music you could ever want to use, but they do have a significant library of well-known music that you can search through. And then if you pick one you like, you can use that and pay them. And that's a way you can get music, popular music, into your videos. Okay? So anyways, I know I didn't answer your question directly because I don't know the answer for copyright, how to buy copyright for TV and movies. I mean, the correct answer to that is whoever owns the copyright, you'd have to contact them. So whether it's like a film studio or whoever owns the rights to whatever TV show or movie you want to use a piece of in your video. And it may not be an easy thing to do. Okay. All right. On the road, Australia. Hi, Rob, old friend. Who you calling old? Who you calling old? Just kidding, of course. Hello, party people. Who are the party people? Hello, party people. Hey, Steve. I took your advice from last week and pivoted, got my best views and engagement by far on that video, albeit it's now flattened off, but 250 views versus an average of 45. Awesome, Steve. Way to go. That's great. Don't be put off by the fact that it flattened off, okay? That happens. That's totally normal. That's what typically happens. Just move on. Work on, learn from that. Say, okay, this worked, that worked, whatever it was, your thumbnail, your title, the pivot you made. Like now, if that pivot, worked and it was the content that worked, make another, get to work on your next video. Follow that up. Now that the last one has flattened off, right, and is not still going like this and getting lots of views per hour, now's the time to make another video on that subject. Okay? And good luck with it. I want to thank Circuits FM for a super chat. Is this button going to work today? Yes. Good morning, afternoon. Circuits FM, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And you say, "Good morning, Rob. I hope you're doing well." I am, thank you. "I am watching your videos and following your advice. Thumbnails, titles, keywords, not perfection." None of us are perfect. "Iteration. My channel is growing. Thank you, sir." Awesome. That's great to hear. Great to hear. Thank you very much for letting us know. Yeah, keep plugging away. Keep doing what you're doing. If it's working, keep doing what you're doing. And Todd, another one. Thank you, Todd, for your super chat. I really appreciate that. And your question, "A big thank you for encouraging help as my 3-month channel is doing great. I have over 200 views on multiple videos with 33 subs from 0. 3 months, 33 subs. Awesome. You're way ahead of me. You're way ahead of where I was. I want to say I was at 18, I think, subs after 3 months. So that's fantastic. Congrats, Todd. Keep doing what you're doing as well. All right. Let's see who else we got in here. We've got Prodigal Aquarist. How you doing? Good to see you. On the road, Australia today. Catherine in New Zealand. Good morning, Catherine. Is it morning? Oh, that's right. You're in the future. So it is tomorrow where you are. That's always cool to talk to somebody in the future. I'm trying to say I work for peanuts. Har, har, har. Yes, I do. No, singular, one. I work for one peanut. That one. Oh, no, where'd she go? That one. I work for that peanut, don't I? All right, yes, I do. All right, who else we got? Rosanny Designs, how you doing? Good to see you again. The Martin Bell Vault. Hi, Rob. Relaxing a bit from the Calgary Stampede today. Yahoo! Awesome. I hope you're having a great time. That's not something I've ever been to. Probably should at some point. It's a Canadian tradition. Luke Joseph, good afternoon from sunny East Anglia, United Kingdom. East Anglia. Anglia. I've never heard of that, but so Anglia is, what is that? Like Latin for English, I think, maybe? United Kingdom. Very cool. Good afternoon, Someone's Garden. Good to see you. Mountain Finance, good afternoon. I hope all is well with you too. Sound and image are okay. Okay, so I'm already falling quite a bit behind. As you guys know, I do. So, yeah, I probably, well, ram mount. Yes, I believe that's what it's called. A ram mount? I think that was called a ram mount. Scotty, it was called a Scotty low profile 8-inch track. But yeah, I remember seeing the name ram because when I was looking for the best way to do it, that was one of the options. We don't need no stinking badges. What movie is that from? That's from a movie. I'm in San Francisco Bay Area. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope you're doing well as well. Ontario Outdoor Adventure. Good to see you. Depends on how tall you need the stick. Okay, you're talking about the selfie stick. Yeah, I guess that'll be a little trial and error thing with the camera. And I could also put my phone on that too, which I also don't want to lose. If I build it, they'll come and watch. That's the plan. How you doing, Penny? Good to see you. Don't flip the kayak. I've never flipped it yet, but knock on wood. I don't want to do that. If I flip it, I don't know how to unflip it. I don't know how to right it. So I'd have to just get out. Get out. And I'll have a life jacket on. And I can swim. All right. Aging Runner from Chicago. Welcome. Good to see you here. Kayak and Talk is brilliant. Awesome. I have those tracks in my Jeep. They work great. Cool. Yeah. And I've seen pictures of kayak, like people who kayak and fish, for example. There's attachments for like depth finders and, fish finders and all kinds of things you can hang. And, cameras, right? Like, what do you call those? Zoom cameras or GoPro cameras, right? Yeah, so that should be fun. Until you do a skydive and talk, I'm not interested. Well, that's not going to happen. I do not like heights, so that is not going to happen. How much battery do you get on your device? So with the Insta360, I've never run out of battery. They advertise it as 75 minutes if I'm filming in 8K 30. And now it's not 8K on a flat screen, 8K because it's filming all the way around, 360 and 360 like a sphere, right? So from that you can get a 1080p picture from just about anywhere you want. Peanut, please stop rubbing up against my MacBook. You stay over there. Let me make some room for you. There you go. You stay there. So what was I saying? Yeah, 75 minutes they advertise. Now, usually the advertised rates you don't quite make. So I'm going to say 60 minutes probably comfortably. But yeah, it's not something that I would keep recording the whole time. Well, no. If I'm making a kayak and talk, then yeah, well, I'm not going to make a 60-minute video. As long as I can get the, you go down, the good take within, I don't know, like, as you know, I usually have a bunch of false takes. It takes me a while to get going with some of these videos. But as long as I keep that down to like 15 minutes, I can easily get a 30-minute video out of it if I want to. But I usually try to strive for 15 to 20 minutes, I guess, for an outdoor video like that. So I should have plenty. Should have plenty. Think you'll need a life jacket for your new tool if you're kayaking. Yep, that's probably smart. Thank you, guys. It'll put the Maritimer in Rob the Maritimer. Yeah, absolutely. Resilience Club with Mike Corazza. Hey, Rob, at work, unfortunately, I can't stay. No problem. You can always watch the replay. Wink. When will you try it out? I hope this weekend. Jacqueline, good afternoon. Good to see you. All right, let me look for another question here. Got lots of familiar faces here. That's awesome. 113 of you in here. Wicked. That's great. Wicked. I sound like I'm right out of the 80s. Oh, my. I am. I grew up in the 80s. All right, we got some good mornings. There's an oat shot. Oat shot? As in out? That's probably in reference to something I said 30 minutes ago, which I've already forgotten. All right, what else we got here? So I should also be quickly looking at the current chat. Rope and an empty plastic bottle will make it float. Of course. Yeah, why didn't I think of that? Of course it would. Great idea. Lori, how you doing, Lori? Good to see you. Loved your last video answering last week's questions. You're the best. You always go a step above. Yeah, so that took quite a while. I'm not going to lie. That took quite a while. Actually, I want to show you guys something. I want to show you something. Let me tell you something. You guys ever seen that video? Anyways, I like that. If you know, you know. How do I find what I'm looking for here? Let's go here, and it's that one. There we go. Clean chat question. Okay, so you might be wondering, so that video I made with 100 questions last week, how did I get everybody's chat messages up on screen? Okay, let me show you how I did that, because it might generate some interest and you guys might want to do something similar. I will share my screen. Okay. This is my screen. This is my channel. Okay, here's the video I'm talking about right here. 100 YouTube questions answered fast. The one I missed in the last live stream. So let's click on this. I did a live stream yesterday. Let's just fast forward a bit through it. Okay, so here we go. How much do they want to push it out? See how I displayed everybody's question? Right. It's not going to be that hard. How did I do that? Okay, let me show you. I'm going to bring down this here. What is that, you might ask? I will tell you. So this is a spreadsheet. What I did is I used ChatGPT to walk me through this. And what I did is I said, I want a copy of the chat, the live chat. It's not easy. It's not an easy thing to get. So I asked ChatGPT, what's the best way to get this? And it said, well, one way is you can, just keep reloading and reloading. And anyways, that wasn't going to work because it was 3 hours and 40 minutes long and it just took forever for things to load, and it's not going to catch everything. So another way was to download a script from GitHub, and I'm not a programmer, so this was a little bit beyond me, and I told ChatGPT that, can you walk me through this? And it did. And the result is I was able to download a CSV file of all of the chats. Maybe I'll even make a video about this, but this is what it looks like. And it's just, it's I don't know why, but they have DB, DB, so however many that is, over 100, I guess, columns, okay, including everybody's chat. And then if we scroll down the other way, how many records are there? Are you seeing this? Yes. 1,163. So there was 1,163 chat messages in last week's live stream. All right, here they all are. But I don't want all of this. I only wanted basically the image, like the avatar of whoever asked the question, their username and their question. Okay, so I've got this other tab here that I created, cleaned chat. Here we go. Oh, and I include the timestamp. So like 32 minutes before the live stream started, there's the avatar. I don't know, you probably can't see that, but that's actually me. I asked a question, or I just said, hey guys, looking forward to today's live. I'm going to do my best to answer all questions. That didn't happen. Be sure to type QQQ, blah, blah, blah. And then here we go. 28 minutes before, broken femur recovery, added 3 hearts. And then there was me again, and then Dawn Simple Life, and then modeling with Mike, so on, Barb McGavran, so all the way down, author, message, and their avatar, okay? This I called clean chat, all right? Now there's still, how many? 1,163 records. There weren't that many questions. How do we find the questions? QQQ, right, is what I ask you guys to put in front of questions. So that's one way. I can search for every message that has QQQ in it. And do I know how to write that formula in Excel or Sheets is what I'm using here? There was a time that I would know and I'd be able to figure it out, but why figure that out when I can just go to ChatGPT and say, this is what I want to do. Can you, and I want to do it in Google Sheets, can you give me the formula? Yes, it could. And then it did. So over here was questions only. And now you're not going to be able to see the actual formula because once it brought it in, the questions only, I cleaned it up. I basically copied it and then pasted only the result. Like I got rid of the formula, if that makes sense, because I didn't care about, at this point, I didn't care about that. And then what I did is I just reformatted this so that it was, I made the avatar larger and I combined the username with the, the question below it on a cell. And then I added spaces. And the reason I added spaces, I'll show you why. And this is where the real trick came in. Okay, I put this on my screen. And while I was recording myself, okay, I also recorded my screen. All right. And then if I set it up like this and I put my cursor here, watch what happens when I hit press page down. Page down, page up, 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 up. Okay. All right, so you see what I mean? I basically start here. I captured the whole screen, but then when I brought it into Camtasia, I cropped it in on only, only the person asking the question, so that whenever I hit page down, it pops up the other one. So that's what I did. As I recorded myself answering this question, Mariella's question here, as soon as I'm done, I'll go page down. Danny's question. Okay, actually, no, it's not working now because, that's right, I have to partially block the second one. Let's try this. There we go. There, now it's every one, right? All the way down till I went all the way through. Okay, so anyway, I don't know if you guys find that helpful or if you were just curious, but that's how I did it. So if anybody thinks I should turn that into a video, let me know. It might be a little bit over the top, but if you ever do want to get a copy of your live chat, right, you can do that. Ask ChatGPT for help. It'll walk you through how to get it. So there you go. There you go. But I'm glad you liked it, Lori. It took me a little doing, which is why I'm not going to do it this week again. But I may do it again. We'll see. We'll see how bad people miss it if I don't do it right away every week. Circuits FM, I've been focusing on thumbnails, titles, and keywords, and it has been making a difference. Awesome. That's so good to hear. Awesome. Good for you. I am doing well. Thank you, Car Audio. Obsessed. Hello, off the rocker. How are you? Good to see you. Life, grit, and growth. Hey, I'm here for the very first time. Awesome. Welcome. Welcome, first timer. I'm at a body shop to fix my truck. I just dinged. Ouch. I hope that goes well. Hey, Danny, how you doing? I just showed your picture on the in the video I made last week. What is the 360 type camera on top? So this here is the Insta360 is what it's called. This is the X4. I think the current one is the X5, but I saved a little bit of money by getting the 1-year-old version. And yeah, it basically will record everything all the way around, and then you can decide what to show in your video. You can get some pretty cool shots out of it. Authenticity. You said it. Hello from Hill Country, Texas. Recording my first video in a while tomorrow. Awesome. Good luck with that. Planning on being consistent as I'm pivoting slightly. Very good. Very good. Good luck with that. Here's a question. When your CTR was above 10% for the first week, then dies off to 2% a week later, when do you redo titles and thumbnails? Never. Never ever. I don't ever do that. So click-through rate will drop off, okay? Because it's your subscribers who are going to see it first, and they are more likely to click than non-subscribers or less frequently visiting subscribers, okay? So that's why your CTR is going to drop off. 10% to 2% is quite the drop off. I usually see, like if I have a good one, it might be 12% and then drop off to 5 or 6 where it'll settle in. No, my advice there is, because YouTube has already tested your video and they're at 2% now, they've decided, okay, you know, we've learned enough from this one. We're not going to push it that much more anymore. I would just move on to your next video, live and learn. Right? Take what you've learned from that video. Okay, yeah, maybe the thumbnail could have been better. All right, I'll do that on the next one. Right? Because it's very hard to revive a video, in my experience, that has started to underperform. I just take your lessons learned and move on to the next. And because your next video is gonna be another test for YouTube. That's your next best opportunity to help YouTube find the right audience for you is to make another video, right? That they can then push up into the YouTube verse for people to potentially click on and see. All right, that's what I do. That said, sometimes videos just naturally start doing better after quite some time. Actually, leads. I want to show you something else that I wrote down. It's a bit of a segue, but you know how you hear, well, what I just said. Sometimes you can have a video that has seemingly flatlined, or fairly flat, or even completely flat. But then after a significant amount of time, it might start picking up steam again. I've just noticed that on one of my videos, and I want to show it to you so you can see, so you can know what it looks like. So if I come back into my YouTube studio, and which one was it? October 18th. So a video I made back in October 18th. Well, no, actually, the easiest way to probably find it is in here. The live view. First of all, this video started to do really well for, no apparent reason. For every once in a while that happens. But that's not the one I'm talking about. October 18th. Here it is right here. So I knew I'd find it here. So right now it's my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I'm not sorted by that. Where is it? Down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My 9th best performing video within the last hour. 12 views. But let's go to, it just dropped off there, did it? Where'd you go? October 18th. Here. How I make my thumbnails in 5 minutes with Canva is the video. So that's an example of one that I felt like, this could go evergreen. right? It's something that people may want to search for. Like most traffic I get, most traffic most people get, unless they're really targeting search, is browse-based traffic, right? YouTube putting it on their homepage for your subscribers and other people they think might be interested in your content. That's browse. Or suggested after they watch something else, maybe yours will pop up. Browse, suggested. That's typically where most, in my experience, videos are found. But if you could get picked up in search, then it could go evergreen. If it's a term that people search for a lot. That's what is starting to happen here, like many months later. So this one here, let me show you the analytics. Look at that. So right out of the gate, it did well. Okay, and you can even see, let's go first 24 hours. In the first 24 hours, actually the first little bit, it looks like it was, okay, typical. First 2 hours, 25 minutes, 258 views, which is actually a little lower than average at the time. And it pretty much tracked at the upper end of typical. This gray area is basically what was typical at the time for you. And I believe it's like of your last 10, your most recent 10 videos. So it was tracking a little bit above that. But now, again, we'll go, where are we? Lifetime. That's not what I wanted. Let's go back, here. So it tracked a little bit above the gray and then kind of settled in right around there. But somewhere around here, say, the slope started to increase. Okay, the slope, you all remember math class, started to increase. And what that means is you're getting more views per hour. Okay, more views per hour. And you look right over here, you can see that, no, you can't go over there. You're going to unplug something. Over here, YouTube search, 57.9% of the views are now coming from YouTube search. Or not, that's since published. Okay, if you want a more accurate, yeah, so think of that. 57.9% of all of the traffic that this video has received came from search. If we want to see what it's doing now, we just go, we change the date. Let's go custom. Let's just go, where are we? Let's go to, let's just look at July. So the last 7 days. So the 1st to the 7th, apply. Okay, no, I misspoke. This 57.9 was the last 48 hours. And you can change it to the last 60 minutes, last 48 hours. Okay, so no, what I want to do, where do I want to go? Audience. Here we go. Where is it? Sorry, bear with me. Trying to find out how. Here we go. YouTube search. 59.5% comes from search. 19% comes from browse. I thought the search was higher than that. I thought I saw that it was higher than that. So I'm not sure. But anyways, my point is that is what a let's go here. Let's go back to since published. That is what an evergreen video looks like. So with any luck, that'll keep either that same slope or the slope may even continue to increase. Okay? That's what you want. Anyways, a little bit off topic there, but I took that opportunity to share that with you just so you know what it looks like if it happens. Hardway Alaska, so I'm just jumping right to the current chat, has a question. Would I get in trouble if I have a puppet do a crude gesture? Maybe. What I'd mostly be concerned with is, like, if you're a monetized channel, you would have to, like when you go through the steps of uploading a video and then checking off if you want to monetize it or not. If you say yes, then there's a whole bunch of questions there you have to answer, like, do you include any foul language? Do you, there's a whole bunch of questions, and I don't even remember what they all are, but I just click no for all of them, and I'm good. And I think, if foul language, if there's 1 or 2 words in there, like later in the video, it's not usually a big deal. But the thing, here's the way to think about it. There are certain advertisers that don't want to advertise on videos that have a certain subject matter. Okay? So some companies don't want to advertise on videos that have swearing, and some may not want to advertise on channels that show crude gestures, right? So it may limit the number of people who could potentially be a paid advertiser for your video. All right, that's the way to look at that. All right, let me get back to. Here we go. Flagler Nature Girl. When I go live on YouTube, after it's done processing, I can't download them to my phone or laptop. Why does that happen? When I go live on YouTube, after it's done processing, I can't download them. You can't download what? Your video? You shouldn't have to. Your video will be up on YouTube, but you can always download it later once you get to your computer. I've never tried to download it to my phone. That might be hard depending on how long your live was and what size the video file would be. You'd have to have that space available on your phone or iPad or laptop, whatever you want to download it to. I don't typically do that anyways. I suppose it might be prudent if you want to save a copy for yourself as well. And it also, take a look at the software you use to go live. Like I use Ecamm Live, okay? And it has an option to not only go live, but also to record. And there are 2 toggle buttons. And I can turn them both on or only one of them on. So in other words, I could just record. I could use Ecamm Live to record a video. I don't, but I could. And when I'm going live, I could also toggle that record button on to also record. And then when I'm finished, I would get a copy of the video. So Ecamm Live does that for you automatically. Now, it doesn't run on a phone. It has to run on a laptop. But that said, you can download your own videos at any time from YouTube. Why did that page disappear? I'm still live, right? For some reason, that page disappeared. You'll let me know. Oh, no, it looks like I'm still there. I got that snap message. All right. If I am recording with a webcam, is Zoom a good one, or can you suggest a better one? Thank you. If I am recording with a webcam, if you want to record with a webcam, there are some good webcams and some not so good webcams. Usually the webcam that's in your computer, if you're using a laptop, is not good, usually. I know this MacBook, I've got a MacBook Pro from 2021, M1 MacBook Pro, and its camera is not very good. So, but if I were to suggest, I don't know Zoom, but I know, what's it called? Brio. Logitech Brio is a good one, right? That'll do 4K. So maybe take a look at that. The one down from it, the C920, was always a popular one. And there may be other ones now, but those 2 I know. They've been around a while, and they're both good. So there's some options for you. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Good to see you. Bushveld Boet, I have a new channel based in South Africa. Would like to attract an audience in the US and Canada. Any tips on how to reach people in your part of the world, or does location play no part? Yeah, it shouldn't matter. I would, well, I mean, the content you're making should be something that the people in US and Canada would be interested in. So, you know, and that should just take care of itself. I don't believe you can tell YouTube to only show your videos in a certain location. Yeah, no, I don't really have any solid advice. I would tell YouTube that, I mean, I guess the obvious thing is, but South Africa's English as well, primarily, I believe, as is Canada and the US English. So as long as you're speaking English and clearly, and people can understand you, that should be it. That should be all you have to worry about. And in fact, I say this to some people are concerned with, because of my accent, I might not sound like I'm, from Canada or United States, and those are the people I want to reach. I don't think that's a concern really at all. You can use that as a strength even, right? I feel like when I hear somebody, as long as I can understand them, right? If I hear somebody speaking in English, but their accent is such that they are obviously from somewhere else, like I can think of Well, South Africa, there's New Zealand, Australia, even the southern states or UK. I mean, no matter where you're from, there's people have different accents. And when I hear an accent different than mine, I enjoy that. I think it's cool. Anyone that sounds a little bit differently than I do, I think is pretty cool. As long as it's in my language and I can understand it, that's all I need. So maybe that will help. All right, looking for another question. Mountain Finance. I've changed my thumbnail process. I do my best, then give it to ChatGPT to critique, and the AI always comes up with good suggestions. How are you integrating AI into your thumbnail process? Great question, and that sounds like a great idea, what you're doing. All I do is, and actually I watched a video today from Alexa Serenoya, who now uses AI quite a bit to generate her thumbnails. And I was just curious as to how she did it. And she explains it very well. You guys might want to check that out. But that was very interesting. I don't do that myself, though. Maybe I will in the future, or at least try it, see how it works. But here's what I do. I always take a screenshot of, I shouldn't say always, but typically, my walk and talks. If I'm making a video where I'm talking to the camera, I'll take a screenshot of myself for the thumbnail, for the base of my thumbnail. I want there to be continuity between what people see in my thumbnail and then when they click it to what they see as soon as the video starts. I want that to look kind of close, okay? So like for example, I wear the same shirt, same hat, hopefully even in the same area. That's usually what I do. So if I'm making a video out on the trail, I'll take a screenshot of me talking to my camera out on the trail. I'll usually scrub through the video and try to find a facial expression that I want, that I feel like will match the title. But other than that, yeah, I start with that. Take a screenshot. Then I go to ChatGPT. Here's where my AI comes in. And I'll have a chat about the title. I'll say, this is what my video is about, and I'll explain it a little bit. I just made it on the trail, and I talked about this and that and this. And can you give me some ideas for a title? And it'll give me ideas. I might narrow in on one, and I'll say, I like this one, but I don't know if it's going to be very good with CTR. Can you spice it up a bit and give me some examples of this title that I like, but that would be better for click-through rate? Okay, I have that chat with ChatGPT. I'll finally settle on a title, and then I'll go to ChatGPT. Great, I'm going with this, put it in quotes. Now can you help me with the thumbnail text? Okay, I don't want it to be the same as the title because that's redundant, right? That's just a waste of space. The words are already in the title. Why repeat it on the thumbnail? I only want 2, 3, or max 4 words in my thumbnail. Can you give me some suggestions that, again, would be good for click-through rate? And I'll lean on my buddy Brian Johnson, who has done a lot of videos on thumbnail design. And some of the things that he mentions are FOMO, the fear of missing out. If you can evoke these emotions with the viewer, with the potential clicker, fear of missing out, fear in general. If you can, or, I have to click this now to see what this is all about, right? So try to incorporate some of that and give me some suggestions, and I'll pick one from that. So that is my process with ChatGPT. And then I take it one step further. My video is typically uploading at the time, and then I will, upload the thumbnail after I've downloaded it. Oh, sorry, one more AI thing, and this is in Canva. And if you check out that 5-minute thumbnails video, you'll know what I'm talking about. I will remove my background nix that. I'll take that screenshot of me with the woods behind me or whatever. I'll make a copy of it. On that copy that's on the top, I'll remove the background. That's an AI tool in Canva Pro. Okay, I'll make sure they line up so that, the main base and then the picture of just me is on top of that. I'll then go in and I will improve. I'll do some editing to the picture of just me. Okay, like typically I might brighten my face. If the sun wasn't on my face, if I was in a shadow, I might have to brighten that a little bit. My face without the background. Okay, I may want to boost the blues to make this hat pop a little better, or a reds to make my red shirt pop better, or whatever. I'll do some things like that. Then thumbnail done. So that is my process. That's what I do. Robert's Active Retirement. Hello. How are you doing? Good to see you. Ty. Okay, I know where I am now. I'm about half hour behind. I'm going to have to just skip. There's some questions here. I can't. If I see 3 Qs, I do stop and I'll answer them. Hi, Rob. In one of your videos, you mentioned that we should get at least 500 views per video, depending on our growth. Is this stat for channels that have a couple thousand subs? I don't ever remember saying that you should get at least 500 views per video. If I did, I didn't word it very well. It's all relative to the size of your channel. If you have 5 subscribers and you get 500 views, that is phenomenal. that's shooting way above your pay grade. Like, that's really good. But if you get 500 views on a video and you've got 100,000 subscribers, that's not so good. Not good at all. That's, and as your channel grows, your number grows. So there's no magic number, how many views you should get. Looking at how many views you get in relation to how many subscribers you have is a better way to look at it. Okay, so I hope that helps. Terry Miller, how you doing, Terry? I started my YouTube channel 6 weeks ago. I have 14 videos, make 2 a week, and a weekly live. Awesome, that's great. Just learning, 36 subs, just looking for encouragement. Keep doing what you're doing. I encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. No, it sounds like you're doing everything great. 2 videos a week and 1 live stream a week is phenomenal. That's fantastic. That's a recipe for growth. Just keep trying to learn. What could you have done better in your videos? That's a great thing to learn from your videos. And try to get some, and maybe you are, but in your live streams, if you get people showing up, ask them questions, like acknowledge them as quickly as you can. Like, I'm not very good at that, but it's because of how many people are in these lives now. But that's, again, good problem to have. But yeah, just try to engage with them, ask them questions, tell them what videos you're working on for the next week. In those videos, tell them that you're going live the next Tuesday or whatever day of the week you go live. Ask questions in your video. Just try to make the conversation a two-way conversation, right? So that it's not always you just talking to the camera. That, every once in a while, a video that you make might be in response to a comment that you got or a question that you got, right? And even take a screenshot of, like, I've put your avatar and name and question up on the screen right now. If you could take a screenshot from your comments section of a question that you then want to answer in a video, people would love that if they see that. So that's what I suggest. And good luck with it. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm having more success with more views on YouTube Shorts than a regular video. I put 2 videos on yesterday, for example. One regular video had 0 views and a short with over 1,000. So I'm stumped. Okay, so shorts and long forms, 2 totally different games. Okay, and actually, I don't know if it was you, but I answered somebody today in the comments who said something about getting thousands of views from shorts is no problem. I'm having trouble with the watch hours. Okay, which led me to believe that perhaps they thought there was some relation to shorts and watch hours, but there's not, right? Watch hours don't come from shorts. Put another way, YouTube doesn't count watch hours from shorts at all. Watch hours are irrelevant for shorts. They only care about views. Okay, so to get monetized, there's 2 ways to get monetized. Both involve you getting 1,000 subscribers, and you can get them however, from shorts, longs, whatever. So you need 1,000 subscribers. But now comes in 2 different ways. You want to get monetized due to your long form videos? Get 4,000 watch hours from them, right? That's what you got to do. Public watch hours from your longs. Oh, you think that's too hard? You want to do it the shorts way? Well, then what you do is you need 10 million views in your last 90 days. That's what you need to do to get monetized through shorts. Now, if you get monetized through shorts or through longs, doesn't matter. That monetizes you across the board for everything. All right? So then you got to ask yourself, is it, and to get 4,000 watch hours, well, what was it for me? 4,000 watch hours, just to give you an idea, when was that? Okay, so I hit 4,000 watch hours last May 2024, and at the time I was getting 16,000 views a month. So last May I got 16,000 views and 1,360 watch hours that month, and that pushed me over the 4,000 watch hours in the last 12 months. Okay, so 16,000 views a month got me monetized. With shorts, you need 10 million in 3 months, in 90 days. So what's that? Over 3 million, 3 to 4 million views a month. 3 to 4 million views of shorts or 16,000 views from longs. Okay, so there's the difference. But you decide. Like I play the long form game. I'm not much into shorts. I will only put shorts up basically to support my long form. You know what I mean? I don't consider myself a good editor of short form videos. It's a different ballgame. It's a different. You got to keep people's attention for 10 seconds, 15, 3 seconds, or however long you're going to make it. You got to have them watching over and over. And I know some of the tricks, like if you display like a paragraph of text on, but you don't give them enough time to read it all, so it starts over again. You're forcing them to watch it a second time, maybe a third time. You know, if it's short enough, people may not mind that. If it's a little bit longer, they might get annoyed. So that's kind of a game you play. More entertainment thing, I think. So, but anyways, that's what I've got to say about that. Regular videos and shorts. So if you're getting 1,000 views from a short, that leads me to believe that you're getting pretty good at making shorts. So that's great. And you need a little bit more work on your longs to try to hook people in, right? So, yeah, I hope that helps. Oh, the chat between Kevin and Brian is also on Kevin's channel. Cool. I didn't know that. That's very cool. Yes, Catherine, their chat was awesome. I liked it. Amy Barbeau, question, would you recommend doing a live stream if I'm only at 300 subscribers? Absolutely, 100% yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. That's probably where I was at when I did my first one. Yeah. Be prepared to go live to nobody. That's okay. That's just have something ready to talk about. And if somebody shows up, like shower them with praise. Like, oh, thanks, my first, viewer, you're my first ever. Do you got any questions for me? I'd be happy to, blah, 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 right? But until then, just do your thing, make your live video, and when you're done and you end the live, that's a video that's made, and you don't have to edit. It's made. It's available for anybody to watch on the replay. Now, if it was a failure and you don't like the results, you can delete it. But I would leave it up. I've left all mine up, even my bad ones. Hey, Rob, I'm new here. I am so impressed the way you deliver. Hope to follow you. I hope you follow me too. Thanks for stopping in. Good to see you. All right. My CTR is between 5 and 8.8. Is that solid? Only one of my videos is below 5, and it's a 3.3. I think that's a great start. I think that is good. I guess the way I would look at it is look at your click-through rates that are better, your better performing ones, and try to see if you did anything differently on those thumbnails and titles. Okay, and try to replicate that. That's the way. Like compare yours to your own, not necessarily to other people's. Okay, that's usually the best way to go about it. But no, I think you're right there in the ballpark. I was wondering where she went. She's right there. Turn that around. Oh, I woke her up. Sorry there, kitty. All right. Which live stream software do you use? I use Ecamm Live. Ecamm Live, it only works on a Mac, so you'd have to have a Mac if you want to use that. I have also used StreamYard and OBS. OBS is free. It's open source, so there may not be as much help as one might want in getting that set up, but there's a ton of videos on YouTube to help get that set up. Ecamm Live is not free, but I love it. It lets me put these chat messages up, which I love. You can also do that with StreamYard, so that's another option. Never looking at another brand deal ever. I would be a little gun shy too, but I'm happy you got your channel back. Oh, I just answered that one. 300 more watch hours and I'm eligible for monetizing. Took me 6 months, but I'm happy with that. Hey, you know what? 6 months to get monetized is pretty darn good. So congrats to you. That's awesome. Oh, I've already asked that one, I think. Answered that. If we have under 300 subs, is it a good idea to go live? Yes, go live. Start right away. Because remember, even making your first videos, it's all practice. It's all practice. Every time you make a new video, you get better, right? So every time you make a new live stream, host a new live stream, you'll get better. So start as soon as you can, as soon as you are able and ready. All right, let me just scroll a little bit more. Let's see. Oh, I haven't. Where'd that go? I should get a little bit closer. I'm going to try to speed this up again. And I apologize, some of you, I'm not answering all your questions. Hey, sir, can I upgrade your thumbnail to... No, you can't. I make my own thumbnails. Sorry. Yeah, I get a lot. Okay. You know what? I might have to. I don't want anyone coming in here and advertising. Maybe it was retracted. I don't see it now. But yeah, no. I get a lot of emails from people who want to make my thumbnails for me, but I can make them in 5 minutes. So I would like to do that myself. Thanks. What are some good examples of software for starting an online group? Modeling with Mike. Starting an online group. So I use Kajabi to create Creators Cove. I love it. It's not cheap though, but it does a lot more than just that. It hosts my courses, my website. It's my payment processor. What else? I mean, pretty much everything. I run my coaching business through it. But it's $199 a month, so it's not cheap. Other options are Skool, Skool. That's what, like Ty Myers, I notice he's in here. He uses the Skool system. You can create a community there. And I know Alexa Serenoya uses that one as well. Yeah, so there you go. Sorry about that. I might have to look at getting some more moderators. Someone is spamming me in here, and I don't see it in the main one. Maybe he's retracted it already. All right. What else we got? Question. Changed the video thumbnail to improve engagement. Views were already great, but after the thumbnail, the views plummeted. But I noticed that the CTR doubled. That's a good thing, right? Yeah, see, I wouldn't, I just don't spend my time looking backwards like that and redoing thumbnails. I think time is better spent on the next video, on making your next video. I mean, maybe your thumbnail was better, but the thing is, YouTube already ran its test on your video, right? And, you know, it may not be high on their priority to run it again, right? So, you know, maybe it would but it might take months before they decide to give it another go. And if they're still getting, so I guess to answer your question, if the CTR doubled, then yeah, you probably improved your thumbnail, but YouTube may not even notice it for a long time. So that's why I usually think just making another video and making your next video better than your last and making your next thumbnail better than your last is probably time better spent, is kind of the way I look at that. But it's good though. You're trying new things, and there's nothing wrong with that either. That's what this game is all about. Just keep trying stuff. What are your thoughts on using Pixabay for royalty-free content? I don't really have thought. I have done that. I have used Pixabay before, not like once or twice, and it worked for me. It was fine. But it's a free service, so yeah, I would try that. I've not heard bad things about it, so I've got nothing bad to say about it. So give it a shot if you'd like. CapCut sucks. Noted. Okay. What if you get someone to create music for you? I mean, you could. If you know a musician who's willing to make music for free for you, and allow you to use it on your videos, you could do that. But that I don't know. I guess it depends. If you have a family member who makes music like that, then that's probably fine. That's total. But if it's not somebody who's close to you, that's a big ask. Like they'd probably want to be paid for that. Is my first thought. What is your opinion on using hashtags in a video description? I use them, and it seems like sometimes they help me get more views. I've never used hashtags. In my mind. So hashtags are different than tags. Okay, hashtags is when you put the number sign in front of a keyword. To me, that's a Twitter thing. That it's not so much a video, a YouTube thing. I've just never thought to use them, and I've not needed them to grow my channel. So, and I've heard people say it's kind of pointless. If you have noticed that they work for you, though, and you have concrete proof that that is what worked for you, then, keep doing it. If it works for you. I mean, what works for one person may not be what works for somebody else. So just because I don't use it doesn't mean that you shouldn't. So if it does work for you, then I would keep doing it. But tags are what you can attach to a video. When you put your description in, when you're uploading your video, or you can edit it afterwards, you can put in tags. That's just keywords without the hash. And I enter them still. Some people don't anymore, but I still enter them just because, the field is still there. It's from the way YouTube used to work back in the day where, keyword ranking and, that was all much more important. But honestly, right now, Google, which owns YouTube, they transcribe your video. Okay, they transcribe your video, so they know all the text that's in your video anyways, right? And you generally wouldn't put a tag in there, like text or a word, a keyword in a tag, unless it was in your video, right? Because they have to, you want them to relate. So I've heard that it just you don't have to put tags in anymore. That said, I do, but I just asked ChatGPT, based on the title and thumbnail you helped me come up with, can you give me a list of tags that I can copy and paste? So that's all I do. All right. It sounds like CapCut is shady. It does sound like they are. So I don't know. They've changed their terms of service to basically means that any assets you upload to CapCut to make your video with CapCut, they then own. Okay, they take ownership of your assets. So, and I used this example last week, and I'll use it again, and it's not mine. I took it from, I want to say it was Kevin Colby. I watched his video on it, and I think I watched another 1 or 2 videos as well, so it might be from there. So if it was one of yours, I'm sorry. I'm crediting Kevin for it. But anyway, the example was, let's say you are a vegetarian, and you make videos about being a vegetarian, maybe shopping, cooking, whatever. And then let's say you use CapCut to make that video. CapCut now owns everything your raw video that you use to make that, of you talking, any images you uploaded, logos, whatever. CapCut could then sell any of that to somebody else, to another company, because they own it now. Right? So let's say they sold that to a beef company who sells steaks and pork chops and bacon and stuff like that, right? Would you, as a vegetarian, want your likeness, like a picture of you in an ad for a bacon store or a bacon product, right? So that's the danger. That's what everyone's up in arms about. That's why everyone's leaving CapCut, or so it seems. So I don't know what's going to come of that. I feel like if CapCut wants to continue, they're going to have to change that. But who knows? They don't. So they're not really bound by U.S. law. And I say U.S. because YouTube is a U.S.-based company, or Google. Alphabet actually is the parent. Alphabet's the parent company that owns Google. Google owns YouTube. Okay? But CapCut is owned by a Chinese company. ByteDance, I think it's called. The owners of TikTok own CapCut. Okay, so so who knows? I think the U.S. government has issues with, and I think even the Canadian government has issues with TikTok is the name that people mostly associate with this company. Not as much CapCut, but we all know about CapCut because we're video editors. But yeah, so that's the issue there. I think a lot of people were already planning to leave CapCut because back in January, those of you in the United States, I'm in Canada, by the way, for those who don't know, so I'm not as plugged into the U.S. Government dealings and all that, but I do know from the news that back in, I want to say it was January, maybe it was February, I think it was January, the U.S. government put a ban on TikTok, and it lasted a day, and then they reversed course. Okay, and I don't know if they just delayed the ban or pushed it down, kicked it down the road, so to speak, for maybe later. I don't remember. But the fact is that when they banned it, and I think it was out of fears for it being a Chinese company and, oh, they're spying on us and all this stuff. But when they banned it for a day, everybody who used CapCut also got banned, okay, as a result of also being owned by the same company. Okay, so now all of a sudden, people who were using CapCut to edit their videos weren't able to access their files that they had uploaded. But CapCut doesn't think that's a problem because they own your stuff anyway, right? So, anyways, that's all I know about all that. Again, I'm Canadian. I'm not as plugged into what's going on down there in the States right now, and I don't use CapCut, so I don't. I have it. I had downloaded it a couple of years ago, but yeah. So that's what I know about that. Oh, interesting. Mike Adams, I heard yesterday that TikTok got bought by Oracle and is going away in March of 2026. Going away? Yeah, so I don't know. That's the thing. Yeah, got to be, I would, that could be very well be true. I don't know. I haven't heard that myself. But anytime I hear stuff like that, I want to go to a reputable news source and try to verify that that's actually what happened. I wouldn't be surprised if Oracle, so Oracle I believe is a U.S. company, I wouldn't be surprised if they bought it, but I would be surprised if it is going away, right? Because TikTok is a huge company and a lot of people make their careers with it, right? A lot of American people make their careers out of TikTok. So I can't imagine it's just going to go away. They may add changes to it, is what I would think would be more likely. Oh, Mike says it's being renamed. Okay, yeah, that could very well be. Interesting. Interesting. I'm going to search for that after. All right. Let me. Wow, Rakesh won't give up. Asking for thumbnails. Thumbnail business. You're not going to get it like that. I think most of you guys know that, right? If someone starts spamming a chat and trying to sell their services, it's not going to go over well. Show us in real time how to get rid of a spammer. Well, I didn't see him in the live. I'm scrolling up now. Oh, you know what? Because I've got top chat in there. How about live chat? If I go up, I'll have to let that load. I think I'm falling behind a little bit. Okay. All right, looking for another question here. How's everybody doing? How are we doing for time? Wow, it's been 1 hour and 26 minutes already. This is not going to be 3 hours and 44 minutes, by the way, just so you know. That took a lot out of me last week. And you broke me, too. I don't know who was here for that, but I fell into a laughing fit after the 3-hour mark. It was quite, the chat went off the rails. It was a lot of fun, actually. Oat shots. Boat shots? All right. Question. What else did I have written down to go over with today? Oh, I showed you that 5-minute thumbnails. Yep. Oh, and I showed you the stat. Oh, one other video I wanted to show you. So again, if I share my YouTube studio with you, what am I trying to do? Let me go press this button. Okay, so there's YouTube Studio. What did I want to show you? Okay, so analytics. And if I look to the, once that page loads, if I look to the real-time analytics, here we are over here. Let's click see more. So this is the page where you can see your real-time analytics, and you can see these graphs grow. If you guys aren't familiar with that, that's, you know, you won't see much if your channel's brand new, but as your channel grows, this starts, you know, more and more happens on this page. And it'll show you your best performing videos, and you can list them or rank them based on last 48 hours or last 60 minutes, okay? So I usually click on last 60 minutes. What videos are doing well right now? And as we can see, right now, it's this live stream. This very live stream, 570 views, 301 within the last hour. And it shows you a breakdown by minute. But this is the one I wanted to show you, this one right here. A video I made June 12th, so what's that, 3 weeks ago? Almost 4 weeks ago. Is getting 167 views an hour right now. Yesterday it was up to 400 views an hour, which was blowing me away. Well, what's going on with this video? 9,500 views in the last 2 days. So if we just dive into it a little bit more, you can hover over these, and then the analytics option will pop up. So I'll click on that for this video alone, and you can see what's been going on. Now this looks a little, it looks a little different when you look at it on your phone. But like for example, let's go to the first 24 hours again. And we can see it was a great video, okay? First 24 hours, 8,500 views, well above the average of my last 10, which is 3.7 to 4.6 thousand. So great start, but you know, starting to level off as videos do. Okay, let's look at since published now. So this is what we just saw, that first 1 day and 10 hours, okay? It was starting to flatten off. Then it kind of got another little bump there. Okay, and then started eventually leveling off. But right around here, again, that slope started to increase. Increase. And then the last few days, it was on quite the trajectory. As I say, yesterday it peaked at like 410 views an hour or something. And then overnight kind of leveled off. But then today it's back up again. So anyways, these are the kinds of things that I look at just to kind of see what videos are doing well and what I might want to expand upon. If we want to look at this video, you can just click it here. Okay, so this one was about what happened when my friends found out I'm a YouTuber. So that video resonated with a lot of people. And I even made a follow-up video to this one. And if I go to my channel, we can see that. Videos. So this is the video we're talking about that's doing well. It's up to 83,000 views now in 3 weeks. I then made this video, why nobody connects with your videos, and had, okay, no, that wasn't really a follow-up, was it? It was something different. My point is, this video, now that it's doing well, doing really well, I was going to post a video yesterday. I was going to go outside and make a walk and talk video early yesterday morning and then post it. But because this video here was getting 400 views an hour, I went to ChatGPT. I said, this is what's going on. I haven't posted a video since last Thursday. I was going to make one today, but I've got a video that's doing really well. If I post a new video today, is that going to hurt the video that's doing really well right now? And ChatGPT basically said, yeah, it might. Right? I mean, your existing subscribers who already watched that video, it's not going to affect them. They'll still perhaps want to see this new video. But any new video I post when a video is doing so well, like reaching new people would become an issue if I've got another video that YouTube is actively trying to reach new people with. Okay, does that make sense? So, and if you think about it this way, when you go to when somebody who watches YouTube opens up their YouTube homepage, and they see, or even on the suggested side, they see maybe 16 to 20 options of videos that YouTube is suggesting you might want to look at, right? They're not going to show 2 of my videos. There's only going to be 1 option for one of my videos. So YouTube might, in that case, if I have a video doing really well, and if I post another one, and YouTube thinks this person might be interested in my content, they're going to choose. you know, do I show them this video or this video, right? And it might be different for everybody. So my point is, had I posted a new video yesterday, that might have taken away some of the momentum that I was picking up from that well-performing video. Okay, does that make sense? So I'm just kind of trying to think about it and talk through it logically. So I didn't make the video. And today, I think it maxed out around 100 views per hour. Again, we can go back in here. Oh no, that was just for that video. Wait, now let me back up. Back up. No, what are you doing? Let's go all the way back. Here, analytics. Sometimes it's hard to navigate around, but you get used to it. Then see more, the current. Okay, here we go. And we'll sort by the last. So 167 views an hour. So it's doing pretty good. It's still picked up speed. It was 100 views an hour a few hours ago, 167. That's still pretty good, but we'll see what it looks like tomorrow. If I wake up tomorrow and that is getting 400 views an hour, I'm probably going to delay that next video by another day. Okay. So anyways, that's a little bit of insight into my thought process as to when to post videos and what to look out for. What to look out for. If you get a lot of new subs, how best to share some of your old videos? If you get a new sub, they will actively go back and look at your old videos, right? Or you can make another video. Like, I wouldn't worry about that. They will actively go find your other video. If you get a new sub, they know how to find your channel, and they'll naturally go back and look at what else you got, right? So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Lindsay, how you doing, Lindsay? Good to see you. Look at Rob learning to code. Yeah, no, I'm just telling ChatGPT to do it for me. Python is the best, and Python is what was used. Yep. DB is data bytes. 1,000 megabytes is 1 gigabyte. DB data bytes. Okay, very good. Catherine's hoping for snow. I think my brain exploded. I'll stick to fishing videos. Condolences, Pompa. Yeah, I might have got a little too technical back then. All right. I love the Q&A video, and I'm going to do a video series of 10 personal growth questions answered in 10 minutes. I feel like the best way for me to maybe do that. So the Q&A video, again, it was 57 minutes long. I think it was 110 questions that I answered. I think the next time I do that, I will maybe pick 10, 20 questions. I'll keep the video shorter, and maybe that'll go over a little bit better. Okay. All right. Let me scroll down looking for questions. Here's some cues. To get a copy of a live chat, do you have to be an owner, or can you just be a participant in the live chat? I think you have to be the owner. I think you have to be the owner of that chat. As I often say, you have to advertise your channel. If it's someone else sharing it, probably on Facebook or somewhere else, the person shared it because they liked it. Not sure what you're referring to there. I definitely don't advertise my channel. Well, I mean, within my own videos I do, but I wouldn't like use YouTube promote, for instance. And I've made a video about that. I wouldn't buy ads that advertise my channel, because that's, well, first of all, also any watch time you get by advertising your channel that way won't count towards monetization. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Yeah, organic growth, I like to, but advertising from within your own channel, like in a video, talk about other videos that people can watch, or the live stream you're going to do next week, right? Or in the live stream, you can advertise, you know, other videos you're working on, or the videos you made and stuff like that. I'm all for that. Okay, I know where I am now, because I saw that maybe a while ago. Hashtags, we talked about hashtags. I know I'm missing a lot of questions, guys, but I hope you're all having a good time. Oh, there you go, Stephen Resell. That, by the way, if you've been looking at getting lighting, tripods, camera gear, etc., Amazon Prime starts today. Very good. Very good. popping in to say hi. JOC, how you doing, Jay? Good to see you. Question from Jeremy. Are you on a full frame camera, and what lens is that? I know camera gear doesn't matter as much as content, but it is really good quality. So yeah, you're right. The camera gear doesn't matter so much. When I make videos outside, I use my iPhone. That's all I use. iPhone 16 Pro Max is what I have. And up until January, it was the 14 Pro Max. This camera here is the Sony a6400. It's around 5 years old. It's a crop sensor camera, not full frame. And the lens is the Sigma f1.4 16 millimeter lens. Great lens. I think the camera was around $800, and or I'm talking Canadian dollars, and the lens was around $500, I think. But a full frame, you're talking $3,000 or $4,000, I think. I don't have that, and I probably never will get one. That's not the focus of my camera or of my channel. And I know people are very successful, have very successful channels without high-end camera gear. I don't feel like it's necessary. If you have it, use it. Great. And maybe you have it for other reasons, like making cinematic videos or for photography reasons, right? Or if you just love cameras, that's okay too. But yeah, no, that's the way I handle that. Is there a way to see all my views instead of the last 28 days or 48 hours? Not in that graph format, but certainly you can go custom. You can go custom and see, like if we go to, let's close this, analytics. Okay, so for any individual video, let's go to this one here, the one I made in Whistler, which also didn't do very well, and it's flatlined now. But yeah, you can, up here, you can change the date. So if I want to see first 24 hours, I click there. If you want to see a specific date, so July 1st to, 7th, whatever, apply, then you can see it there. But it's a different graph, right? If you want to see more like this, you click this see more button. But now you can't filter the date here. You can filter by content type. Okay. So yeah, you can, on this page here, you can pick whatever date you want. If you want to look at June, they have a couple presets here. So June is a preset. You can see how it did in June. Last 90 days, which isn't, that video I only made, 5 days ago? No, 12, 8, 9, 10 days, something like that. Anyway, that's how you would do that. But yeah, no, that graph with the kind of the finger graph, bar chart graph, I guess, it's just the 48 hours or last 28 days. Okay. Oh, I meant advertising yourself using shorts and sharing your videos on Facebook in the niche of the video. Very good. Yeah, advertising yourself in shorts is totally fine because it's on your same channel. So totally fine. All right, what else do we got here? Just scrolling through the questions. You leave me a lot of questions to choose from, which is great. Here's a question from 60 Plus and Sophie. Not sure if you answered this already, but when I use music from Epidemic Sound, YouTube places a copyright ding. It says that the owner allows it for YouTube, but this concerns me. Okay, yeah, so I would fight that. If you got it from Epidemic Sound and you have a currently active subscription with them or had one at the time you published the video, that's the key, then you should be able to monetize your channel. And Epidemic Sound will help get that resolved for you, okay? You can go into Epidemic Sound and there's a form that they make available to you. You can fill out and say, here's my channel name, here's my username or whatever. I forget what the fields are, but basically, if you're logged in, they know you're a subscriber and here's the video, I should be allowed to use this and they'll clear it up. You can also do that from YouTube's end, right? Fight a copyright claim. And I think that might have happened to me the first time I used Epidemic Sound, but then it didn't. And in Epidemic Sound, you can tell it what your channel name is. So that'll serve as a way to try to stop this from happening as well. Okay, if they know what your channel is, then they're less apt to your videos are less apt to be flagged for copyright. So that's what I would do there. All right. Terry has a question. Just curious, how do you set up a members only area of your channel? Is that a separate channel that has to be paid for? So there's a couple different ways to have memberships on your channel. If you do it through YouTube, okay, like I've done. So I have every 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, I'll have members only live streams. And we had one last Wednesday. The next one will be next Wednesday. And that is for people who sign up to be a member of my channel. And you set that up in your YouTube studio. Under memberships, you can set how much to charge for the monthly membership. You only get 70% of whatever you decide to charge. YouTube keeps 30. I think that's what it is, 70-30. And yeah, you set that up within YouTube. You can create your own icon or your own emojis, have different levels, right? You can do all that. And that's all hosted by YouTube. The downside is it's expensive because you lose 30%, right? So another thing you could do is you could go to sites like Buy Me a Coffee, right? Or Patreon is another one. So you can set up memberships there. Something else you can do, which I have, Kajabi. You can set up member sites in Kajabi. That's where I've got Creators Cove, which I've set as a free members area. I could also create a paid members area, which is something I might look at doing if I get into more group coaching. But as of right now, I just do one-on-one coaching. I don't do group coaching. One-on-one coaching or like a mentorship program, which is also one-on-one, right? So you could do that. Or you could get into something like Skool, Skool is another platform you can use for memberships. So just some options for you. I hope that helped. We got question from DG Outdoors Channel. How much does it cost for you to be a channel coach? Just curious, a channel coach. Do you mean if you want a 1 hour session with me to coach you through or ask me questions? I charge $150 US for that, and it's actually for 50 minutes. And there's a link below all my videos and my live streams. If you're interested, you can click that. That takes you to my calendar where you can book a time. I've blocked off certain blocks of time throughout the week that you can select, that whatever works for you. Then you would get sent to a payment page to make the payment, and then yeah, so that's what I do. That's what I do, and I'm considering setting up, because often a lot of people would like to have a follow-up session, but that could get expensive, right? But at the same time, I'm busy too, so I can't book out all of my time. But I am looking at like package deals where maybe with like a 3-pack or something you could get for a discount. That some of the things I'm thinking about for the future. So I hope that helps. I think you missed a $50 super chat from someone, but I'm drinking, so maybe I blacked out. What? Really? No, I don't think I did. I have received 2, and I answered both of them. So it must be whatever it is you're drinking. Live stream with 6 subs, because I'm gonna next week. Go for it. Absolutely do it. Do it. I would live stream with 0 subs. You don't need subscribers for people to find you in a live stream. You don't need, because YouTube may find people during your live stream for you. It might be a way to find people. I'd be actually interested to know that, if that can happen. Yeah, no, I would go for it. You've got 6 subs. Let's see how many of them you can get into your live stream. That'd be great. I'm a sci-fi writer with the channel of my stories. People hate the AI voice and people hate my thick accent, non-native speaker. Voice artists are expensive. What to do? Yeah, so my suggestion, I know you said people hate your thick accent. I would say that's where I would lean. I would lean towards using your own voice and just try to speak as clearly as you can. Thick accent, I wouldn't say. I mean, that's not the way I don't hate thick accents. If I can't understand somebody, that's a different story. But, you know, anybody who is speaking my language to try to reach people like me who only speak my language, English, I'm appreciative of. Like, I appreciate the effort people go in to speaking a language that's not their native language, right? So that's what I would do, because I agree. I don't like AI voices at all. I don't like them. And I know over in time, you know, they're probably getting better. But still, I don't know. I just feel like that's a lot of extra work. It's going to cost money. And it's going to sound robotic. It really is. If you use an AI voice, I have yet to hear an AI voice that sounds real. And by real, I don't mean like perfectly spoken. It could be perfectly spoken, but like what I'm doing right now, like I'm a little stuck on what to say. My hands go up, facial expressions. I'm just talking off the cuff. Like, could AI do that? Maybe someday, but I don't think it can now. Like, this is me being real. I'm trying to answer this question as best as I can. And I think people like that. I think people like that real human interactivity, connectivity. People are on YouTube not just to learn information, really. They want to connect with their audience. Creators want to connect with their audience. Audience members, viewers want to connect with the creators. If they find a creator they like, they would love nothing better than to get to know them better, watch them do lives, listen to them speak real, like answer questions directly to them. Like, you take a lot of that away if you go the AI voice route, right? So that's what I'd be fearful of. Yes, there are successful channels out there that use AI voices, but that's not the way I want to go. I don't feel like it's the easiest way to go at all, because anybody can do that, right? Anybody can pay for an AI voice service, pay for the best voices, pay for AI content, even videos. All that can be bought, and anybody can do it. Anybody with money, with the means, can do that. So then how do you compete with that, right? Like, what's going to make your videos any different than anybody else's who uses the same AI voice or the same video content, right? So I see you, Todd. I'll get to you next. So I propose that what makes you unique is you. You and all your struggles, talking to the camera, your accent, and maybe not sounding as clear as you would like. All that is what makes you you. And yes, there's probably a percentage of people out there who may not like your voice, but there's a percentage of people out there who probably love your voice, and want to hear more from you. And those are the people who are going to subscribe to you. Okay. And then YouTube will notice, okay, these people like this person. Now let's wait for his next video, because we know some people like his videos. Let's wait for his next one. Okay, boom. There's your next video. All right. You 6 who liked his first video, look at this. Here's another one. And oh, by the way, here's a few other people I want to, YouTube might want to test on that video, because there are other people who are similar to the ones who liked you. Some will like it, some won't. But now your 6 subscribers are 8. And then they're 10 after the third video. And then they're 15. And then they're 25. And then they're 100. And then they're 1,000. And it just keeps going. And all the people who end up subscribing to you are the people who did like your voice and who do like the way you present your information. All the way along, there's probably going to be people who don't like your voice and they may be the ones who every once in a while might leave a negative comment, and you have to have thick skin to not let those guys bother you, because they don't matter anyways. They're not there. They're not your subscribers. So you shouldn't care what they think. It's only your subscribers, the ones who absolutely love all that stuff. All your stuff, sorry. Okay, so I hope that helps, Nick. And Todd, got a super chat? Thank you very much for that, Todd. Let me find your message here and throw it up on the screen. Right there. Has a question. Thank you, Todd. I really appreciate that. I think that's your second one today, too. So thank you very much. I have never done a live feed, and a restaurant was playing my boats playlist, and I have a question. Advantage in running a playlist live. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, and I am looking at the current chat, so I will see any of your messages. So correct me if I'm wrong. When you say a boats playlist, does that mean your own listening, like the music you like to listen to, and you've called it boats, and it might be popular copyrighted music that was playing, and that was playing in a restaurant where you were doing a live stream? Is that correct? If that's correct, that could be a problem. Because, yeah, that would be copyrighted music, and you would have captured that by accident because you were doing a live. So that is a problem. But usually YouTube gives you an out with that. It happened to me, not exactly that way, but I had a browser chat window open by mistake, and what happened was it got captured by my live stream. People in my chat I couldn't hear it because the volume was down on that page. Or what? No, my speakers were down. So anyway, I didn't hear it. My viewers said, "What is that music that's playing? Can you turn it off?" I said, "Oh crap, I found it, turned it off." But when the live stream was over, YouTube gave me a copyright notice because of the music that had been captured by my live. But what YouTube does, they have a copyright area in the main menu. If you click on that, it'll show you where that music was captured, and it'll give you options. One option is to delete the audio from that section of video, and then you're good. Then you can monetize the rest of the video. Well, I didn't want to do that because I was giving a demonstration. Okay? I was giving a demonstration. I didn't want any of my audio to be removed, any of my voice. So another option it gave me was, well, we can use AI to try to remove that background music but keep your audio. And I said, yes, do that. And it did it, and it worked perfectly, and then I was able to kind of say it's done, and then it rechecked it, and then it passed all copyright checks. So it was good. So that's what I would look at. I see you just typed something else here. I use, where is it here? And I use Upbeat.io for all of my music, which I pay for, so there was not a copyright. Okay, I'm not familiar with Upbeat. So you pay for your music. Okay, so that shouldn't be a problem, but yeah, if you captured by accident, oh no, sorry, I missed one of your, sorry, I'm trying to stay on top. Where did it go? Sorry, jumping around here. And I see you, Pond Prowler. I'll get to you next. Where is, I use Upbeat, so Todd. I record boats going in and out of the intercoastal and the inlet going into the Atlantic Ocean in South Florida. Is that Haulover? Haulover Inlet? Because I've seen those videos. They're crazy. So, okay, you record that, but then I'm trying to put this all together. Then you say, no. Oh, here. I've never done a live feed, and a restaurant was playing my boats playlist. And I have a question. Advantage in running a playlist live. Okay, I'm not sure I'm following. I think the answer I gave might not be exactly correct. Okay, what do you say now? I do not have any copyright issues. It's a matter of a live feed. And the restaurant says instead of recalling a live feed on his phone, it was recommended by the restaurant to do a live feed so he doesn't have to BQ all of my videos in the boat section. Hillsborough Inlet. I'm sorry, Todd. I'm not understanding what the issue is. What is your question? We just start there. I've never done a live feed. If you have the copyright of the music You've bought the copyright to the music that you want to play. It doesn't matter whether you play it in a video or live. In both cases, you're good if you've bought the rights to use that music. Does that answer your question? I hope. I hope that helps. And I will check to see if you answer that again. But in the meantime, I'm going to thank Pond Prowler Adventures. Thank you so much, Pond Prowler, for your question. I really appreciate that. And here we go. Insert comment here. Make Rob the Maritimer feel loved and validated. Click here, Pond Prowler. Click data rates may apply. Cute. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And I do feel loved, very much so. Thank you. You guys are too much. All right, where are we now? Where are we? Jumping all over the place because I have so many to choose from here. Here we go. Is creating a YouTube channel trailer worthwhile? I often see it recommended in my studio app, but I'm not too sure if it's beneficial. I'm not so sure either. I have done them, but I haven't done one in a long time, like probably 6 months, maybe even longer than that. They're time consuming. What I used to do is once I scheduled my live stream, I wouldn't upload it then right away. I'd usually schedule it in the morning of the day of or the day before. Excuse me. And then what I do is I would then record a little 1 to 2 minute video of me saying what I'm going to talk about. It ended up being kind of a time consuming thing because I record the video, then I edit it a bit. Now it's not very long, so it doesn't take that long, but it'd probably take me at least 30 minutes. Maybe even up to an hour if I, struggle with what to say. And it just, just got busy. And I honestly have not noticed a difference whether I have a channel or a live trailer or not. I have not noticed a difference in, the number of people that come in to watch. So maybe that helps. Is Peanut a ragdoll? Like Grumpy Cat. So I don't know Grumpy Cat, but Peanut is a ragdoll. Yes, she is. She is a almost 14-year-old ragdoll. Do I edit for other YouTubers? No, I do not. I do not do that. I used to do some editing through Fiverr, but then I decided, you know what? I should be doing this for my own self. So that's what I did. Okay, yep, Matt Man. How you doing, Matt Man? Good to see you. 70 to 30 for YouTube Shorts. Sorry, no. For memberships. Very good. Very good. Oh, here we go. We got another super chat. Circuits FM. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let me get your comment up here. When someone leaves a negative comment on my channel, I reply, "Thank you for the feedback. I appreciate it. And thank you for supporting the channel. Stay positive. Keep moving forward." That's fantastic. That's a great way to handle that. Negative comment. Negative comments is something that hold a lot of people back. Unfortunately. It's unfortunate that they even exist. But you're on the right track because negative comments are still engagement, okay? And YouTube likes engagement, okay? If they see people commenting and you answering back, that's all good. Now, how do you deal with negative comments? I feel is a personal thing. Everybody deals with them a little bit differently. Some people have to deal with them in a certain way for their own sanity, okay? And what I mean by that is some people get more upset than others at negative feedback, and I get it. I totally get that. I can't tell you how to feel, right? People are going to feel the way they feel. But if you can not let it bother you, and the easiest way to do that, I feel like, is is to understand that the negative feedback is coming from a place it's not directed towards you. I mean, I guess it kind of is, but it's because there's an issue with the person leaving the comment, not an issue with you. Okay? Whether it's jealousy because you've got a channel and they don't, or you're making videos and they aren't, or whatever. Could be that. Or whatever. If you're just not their style and they like somebody else's style, it could be simple as that. But then I don't know why they'd leave a negative comment. Anyways, whatever. Some people need to see that comment gone, and so they delete it. And that's a completely valid way to deal with it. You know, if that's what you need to do, that's what you need to do, and that's okay. I do that quite often. Now, I do that quite often for typically different reasons, because I am totally okay with negative comments. I don't mind them at all. I've had enough of them now that I'm just not affected by them. But what I think about is my viewers, okay? And specifically the viewers who are in my comments section, reading my comments. And a lot of my viewers are people who are perhaps they are wanting to get their YouTube channel going and they don't know how, or they're still learning. They're trying to figure this whole thing out, and they're watching videos. They're consuming and they're not creating, which is something you got to get over, but we all go through it. And if some of those people are vulnerable and they just, and if the whole negative comment thing is one of the things holding them back, if they're worried about getting them, then I feel like if they read negative comments in my comments section, that just might be something else to push them away from creating. Okay, so out of respect for them and to maybe try to help them move forward, I delete bad comments. Now, excuse me. To add to that, if I see a teaching moment, like teaching people how to handle comments, like if the comment is not that bad and I feel like something I say might put the comment in a better light, then I'll try that. And, you know, what you've done by you know, thank you for the feedback. I appreciate it. Excuse me. That's great. And that often, and I'll do that sometimes too, I'll respond with kindness, and I'll be thankful. And I'll try to be non-judgmental, and I won't be passive-aggressive or anything like that. I'll just be authentically appreciative that they gave me their feedback. If it wasn't just an outright mean, or like if it's just outright mean and nasty, and or if it's, you know, anything racist or anything inappropriate or sexual nature or anything like that, it's gone. I just delete it and I forget it, right? Now, if a person continues to do that and I notice, oh, this person keeps, then I'll block them. And then they'll never be able to comment on my channel again. Sorry, I hide them. It's not block, it's hide. And then what that does is they can still comment, but nobody will see their comments, not even me. They see them, so they don't know they're blocked or they're hidden, which is kind of the funny part of it. Okay. All right, so I hope that helps. Circus FM, thank you once again for the super chat. All right, what do we got here now? Rob, I hit 1,000 subscribers last night. I want to say thank you because you definitely have a lot to do with my early success. Way to go. Congratulations. 1,000 subscribers. Well done. Well done. Don't stop, though. You're not done. You're on the journey. Keep going. All right. Got a little tickle in my throat. Where's the bubbler when you need it, right? All righty. What else we got here? I just started my channel. It's my Argentine channel, but in English, because that's how I always dreamed it. The first video is called Not Niche Yet, and I'm so excited. Greetings from Patagonia. Cool. Awesome. Good luck with that. So kind of redoing your same channel, but in English. That's awesome. I admire people who can do that. I can only speak one language. Yeah, no, here it goes. Terry Miller, great comment. I missed, what did Terry say? Let me go back up. Here we go. Bad comments mean you are doing something right. I ignore them. Absolutely. That's a great way to look at it. And it's true. It does mean you're doing something right. Ignoring is great. Ignoring is great as long as you don't think those comments are going to negatively affect your viewers. Some comments might bring some of your viewers to step in and help you, stick up for you, right? So that's a good thing. Chappie Uncut, what are your thoughts on unedited raw content? No thumbnail, no cuts. Sure. Yeah, I think that's great. I think that sounds authentic to me. Unedited, raw, that's great. As long as there's some value in there, right? Like, I think some people sometimes take that a little too far and it just doesn't work out. It's like, I'm doing the same thing this guy over here is, and I'm not getting any views. Why not? And if I look at the video and I see, well, you're just sitting at your desk typing and the camera's on you and you're not talking or doing anything, like why would someone want to watch that? Right? So, things like that. So raw and uncut, I think, is great. As long as you're adding value somehow, whether that's educational value, entertainment value, whatever it is. Just, for example, and I often pick on van life. I don't know why. There's nothing wrong with that. That's great. But a lot of people have been successful with van life type vlogs where they're kind of sharing their journey and whatnot. And that's great. But because a lot of people have done that, a lot of people want to do that. So more people are trying to do that, and they're just filming themselves driving in their van. That's a hard sell. And not just that one niche. I'm just saying in general, there has to be something that will make people want to watch. Like, what are you offering? Is it just entertainment? Because if it's just entertainment, you better be very entertaining. And it may take you a long time to build up an audience that enjoys watching that, right? Some people are more naturally entertaining than others. I'm not one of them. So I've not gone the entertainment route at all. I've gone the educational route, because I feel like I know some things and I can help some people. So that's what I think is an easier way to do it. So if I were to think about the van life type scenario, I feel like if you can combine education with that would be great. Like, so every episode should have something in there of value that you're helping people with. Like, I don't know, how to change a tire, how to start the van if the battery's dead, how to, just ask how to and fill in the blank, right? You get to a campsite, how to start a fire without matches or without a lighter. How to, like if you're camping, how to protect your food from bears, right? Hang it in the tree or something. I don't know. I don't even know if that's right. They can climb trees, can't they? That's what they told us in Whistler. Scared the crap out of us. If you go into the woods to look for your golf ball, make sure you look up because a bear might be in the trees. And Liam's like, what? I didn't know that. Anyway. So anyway, I hope that helped. Okay, I saw something and then I lost it. Oh, here we go. I have a regular heckler that really rips me hard. My subscribers chew them up for me. It's hilarious. Well, that's great that you got that attitude. That's awesome. And yeah, let it roll, right? If helping you out, then that's great. And that might even drive more comments, more engagement. So this heckler is actually helping you. But if it ever gets to a point where, you know what, this guy is just too much, hide him. Hide him and be done with it. Or just start deleting his message. But if he keeps returning, just hide him. And then you never have to worry about it. All right. One advantage, Mike Adams says, one advantage to a live stream is no editing. That's a huge advantage. Huge, huge advantage. Once the live stream is over, the video is done. We are over 2 hours into this one. As soon as I hit stop, I'm done. I'm going to go get something to eat. No editing required. Congratulations, the Farrier Trails. What are we congratulating them for? Oh, here it is. I finally hit 80 subs and 18,000 total views within a month. 80 subs in 1 month. Awesome. Congratulations. That's fantastic, actually. Fantastic. All right. At this time, it's getting used to talking to a camera and getting comfortable with it. Mostly talk about starting a YouTube channel. Where did it go? At 45 years old. Great. Awesome. Yeah, getting used to talking to the camera. That usually takes a little bit of time, but the more you practice it, the better you'll get at it, the more comfortable you'll get. That's the way to do it. I'm a firm believer that's the way to do it. That's what I finally ended up doing, and what finally ended up, or part of what ended up growing my channel. Rob needs a Red Bull. This stream is going 3:42. No, it's not. It'll go probably 2.5 hours, another 15 minutes or so. I hope that's okay. But yeah, Red Bull, I would love one. I love those drinks, but I've been off them now for, I don't know, 3 or 4 months. I was having too many. I was having multiple energy drinks per day because I don't drink coffee. That was always my excuse, and so that was my way of getting caffeine. Sugar-free ones, but that's a whole other thing too. Question from Off the Rocker. I record my videos in Zoom and I can download that and it gives me an audio format also. I would like to get away from Zoom. Is there another program that does that as I also do podcasts? Ecamm Live is what I would recommend. Ecamm Live, you can record as well as go live, or just record or just go live. And then that will capture your camera. You can set up a scene to show your screen if you want as well. Yeah, that's what I would use. Definitely. I've never recorded to Zoom. I use Zoom to do my coaching calls and the mentorship calls. That's what I use Zoom for, and I love it. It works great for that. But generally, the quality, the video quality, is not as good as you can get right from Ecamm Live. Just monetized my channel last Thursday. Thanks for all the help, Rob. Craig Zilla, congratulations. That is awesome news. Way to go. Don't fall into the rage bait dark hole. There will be no return. No danger of that with me. Question from Anaholics. How you doing, Anaholics? Good to see you. As an educational channel, is an AI chatbot your competition? An AI bot can often answer the same questions that you do, so I think you are also partly an entertainer. That's an interesting way to look at it. Yeah, I guess I'm not just... I don't consider myself an entertainer, but there is some truth to the fact that I believe it's not just the information people are here for. Okay, it's the way I'm presenting it. Okay, so do we call that entertainment? Maybe, I guess, maybe. I think I like to think of it more as personality. It's my personality, the way I speak, the way I sound, my age, right? Like, people like to watch different people for different reasons. Some people don't want to watch an old guy like me talk. Some people would rather watch young people. Some people would rather watch older people. Some people would rather listen to a female, not a male. Some people like the way I talk. Tends to be slower than some of the younger people. I leave, lots of ums and ahs, right? There you go. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess you can call that entertainment, but I like to think of it more as personality. That's a good question, though. You got me thinking. But is an AI chatbot your competition? That's where I don't think of it that way. I don't think it is my competition. If people were only here for the information that I give, then yes, I suppose an AI chatbot would be my direct competition. But I feel strongly that some people most people like to hear from a real human and would like to see their personality come through. And that's one of the reasons people will subscribe to me versus somebody else who's saying the same things I am. So, yeah, that's the way I kind of look at that. But good one. I like that question. All righty. Take another drink. My throat's dry today. Anaholics, indeed. I like the way you do the streams. Even though I've missed probably 80% of the questions, it's impossible to get them all. But I'm pretty much caught up now. I'm getting good at looking at the two chat streams. The one where I can... It would be nice if YouTube allowed me to click somewhere on YouTube and it would display the, the chat in my... well, no, even then it wouldn't. No, it's probably good that it's separate. Shop Talk with Dan the Man. Hey, Rob. Hey, Dan the Man. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Personality and authenticity is a big plus. Yes, I think that's the difference maker. I really do. I really do. Someone copied my channel handle as their channel name. What action can I take? Well, I don't know that there's anything. So the channel handle doesn't have to be unique. Sorry, no, I said that wrong. Your channel name does not have to be unique. There could be other Rob the Maritimers out there, but there's only one at Rob the Maritimer. That's my handle, at Rob the Maritimer. That has to be unique, okay? So if you already had a handle set up, nobody can use that. They would have to put an underscore in there somewhere or add some letters or make it different in some way. They have to be unique because that's part of the URL as to how people get to your channel. It's youtube.com/@Rob the Maritimer is how you get to my channel. At insert your handle name. That has to be unique. The channel name doesn't have to be unique. So, that you could have, somebody else could have the same one. So, Tarot Tales by Rashmi, somebody else could have that same name. And there's really, now I'm starting to think. Now, if somebody is purposely trying to impersonate you, that might be something you can fight with YouTube. But if they're not trying to impersonate you and they're just doing their own thing and their name also happens to be Rashmi, then they can probably do that. You don't have ownership over your channel name, right? Other people can have the same name. So anyways, I hope that helped. I like the unedited style, but what if you just sound stupid? Like of dead air, talk slow, look dumb, aren't even making sense with what you say. So everything you just said there is an opinion, okay? It might be your opinion. That might be what you think of, and I don't even know if you're talking about yourself, but yourself or whatever channel you're referring to, it might be your opinion, but it might not be everybody's opinion. So when you say someone looks dumb or someone sounds stupid, those are opinions, and opinions aren't facts, right? Now I sound like I'm getting into politics, but opinions are not facts, okay? So other people may have a different opinion than you. So what I'm trying to say is if you think you sound dumb or whatever else, if you sound stupid, talk slow, look dumb, all that. If you think all of that about yourself, other people may not. Some other people might, but some other people might not. And it's the other people that might not who are probably going to subscribe or more likely to subscribe. Does that make sense? So, yeah, opinions can be all over the map. I'm sure there's lots of people out there that their opinion of my channel, the way I talk, sound, come across, is stupid, looks dumb, sounds weird, all this, right? So I'm sure there's some people that think that about me. They're not my audience. They never subscribed, right? And like if they did, why would they? So likely they did not subscribe. The people who did subscribe do like. So that would be my answer to that. And you have a follow-up question. What if you don't have any specific topic or theme to the video and you just make videos about your day and talk about random stuff you want to talk about. So a lot of people are come to me and ask me this. This is a good question. Unless there's something interesting or different about your day, then my question would be, why would somebody want to watch that? I'd kind of turn it back on you. Why would somebody want to watch that? Right? And it's nothing against you at all. Nothing at all against you. But for the most part, people aren't on YouTube just to watch somebody else live their life, right? They're on YouTube looking for help for things. Maybe there's a hobby they want to get into, so they want to see somebody else doing it. Oh yeah, no, that's how they do that. Okay, yeah, maybe I can do that, right? Or, right, that's why people are on YouTube. I mean, ask yourself this. What, if you could analyze the content that you watch on YouTube, ask yourself why. Like why, like pick a channel you're subscribed to and look at their videos and ask yourself, why are you watching those videos, right? If you can answer that honestly, then you might start to be getting somewhere in terms of, the reason why you're watching. Now maybe you might have a similar reason, or you might be able to create a similar reason for other people to watch you, right? It's generally not just living your life. There's usually something else involved there. Not always, but I feel like, unless you're a celebrity, right? Perhaps you would want to watch a celebrity in their day-to-day life. But for most normal people like myself, why, especially starting out, I mean, once you get a following, once you get a certain number of subscribers, sure, you're going to have people that would want to know more about you and want to see you more in your day-to-day life. But that won't be the majority, right? And a perfect example of that is, what? What was I going to say? A couple of the last few videos that I've done have not done well, but they've been videos that you in my live chat or in my comments have asked for. But, if I get 200 comments in a video, or like last week, 1,200 chats in a live stream, that's 1,200. I have 71,000 subscribers. So there's 70,000 people out there who subscribe to me who didn't ask for that and may not care about that, right? It's only the people who are always interacting that would be interested in that. So, so even once you become, more established, even then, I think it's a hard sell to just live your life and then document it and have people watch you do that, right? There's usually something else. You have to figure out how you can make your videos different. That's the best way to grow. I mean, if you don't care about growing, if you don't care about how long it takes you to grow your channel, then do whatever you want. Make videos about whatever you want. And if it's just a hobby and you just want to kind of lay it down and document your life and what you do, maybe it's for your family to see, or your kids later on, grandkids, whatever the case may be, that's totally fine too. But don't expect videos like that or a channel like that to grow organically, because they typically don't. So I hope that shed some light on it. I hope it helped. God and the Greenhouse. Rob, do you upload on a schedule now that you've been doing this for a little while? If so, have you noticed it helped you in the algorithm? The only thing I have scheduled right now is my live streams. This one, every Tuesday at 2 o'clock local time, 1 o'clock Eastern. Everything else, I was on a schedule. So a year ago, when I started this act of, when I got back into it and was very purposeful and had a plan, and my plan was 3 times a week. And yes, it was a schedule, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, mornings. That's what I did for quite some time, like 6 months or longer. Then as I got busier with answering comments in my videos, as I got, the subscriber count grew, views grew, lots more comments coming in, takes up a lot more time to answer them. As I got busier with that, the schedule started to fall apart a bit. I would do 2, like 1 week I would do a Monday and a Wednesday. The next week I might do a Wednesday and a Friday, then a Monday and a Friday, then just a Friday. And that's kind of where I'm at now. I do it when I can. And it's dictated, honestly, by my analytics. Like I was explaining a little bit earlier, I was going to make a video yesterday morning and post it when it was done. But I had another video doing really well, like from 3 weeks earlier, was getting 400 views an hour. And my chat with ChatGPT led me to believe that, okay, now might not be a good time to post a new video. It might take away a little bit of the momentum that June 12th video is now getting. Okay, so it said, maybe wait. You're doing a live stream tomorrow, Tuesday, today. Maybe look at Wednesday morning for that video. We'll kind of revisit it then. So right now, the last I checked, it was down to, I pressed the wrong thing. Where am I here? Let's just look at this live here. Let's go to analytics and this one here. Okay, it's this video here. See how well it's done the last 2 days? It's down to 142 views an hour. I think the last time I checked an hour ago, it was 167. It spent most of yesterday up over 300, a little bit over 400. That was here yesterday. So now it has come back. Overnight it came back, and then here it went up again today, up to 140. I don't think it hit 200. We'll see what it does tomorrow. If it's still down below 200, then I'll probably post a new video tomorrow. So no hard schedule anymore for the videos, but the live stream, yes. Yeah. Thumbnail. Is that what TN apostrophe means? Anaholics likes the way I do the streams. Awesome. I'm glad you do. I struggle with them, but I love this format myself. I love answering questions. I wish I could answer all of them, and I apologize. I'm not actively trying to avoid anybody. I just don't have time to answer everybody's. We like the way you present. Thank you, Sophia. No problem, Gris. Here's another question from Pond Prowler for the non-guru Rob. I'm not a guru. Dialogue transcription, titles, descriptions, hashtags, etc. Which is most crucial for the AI to use for impressions? Asking for a friend. Let me read that again while I take a drink. I mean, they all have their place. Not hashtags. I don't use hashtags at all. Titles and thumbnails, super important to get the click. Okay? Titles and thumbnails. That's all people see when they're deciding if they want to click on that impression or not. Okay? So yeah, that, and you measure that by the click-through rate, CTR. And titles, if you can get some keywords in there, if you want your video to be search-based, found in search, put some keywords in there, that's important. Yeah. Descriptions and tags, not so important because YouTube is transcribing the video anyway, so I wouldn't spend too much time on those. I still put them in, but I just get AI to create them for me. Which is most crucial for the AI to use for impressions? Well, impressions would be just what the content, really. It's the content, because YouTube will transcribe your video. So whatever you're talking about in your video, you know, and in a roundabout way, YouTube is only going to give you more impressions if your video is good. And what makes a video good, you ask? I'm glad you asked. What makes a video good is people watching all of it, or most of it, or a lot of it. Okay? If people get to your video and then they click away right away, it was not a good video. Doesn't matter how well you edited it. Doesn't matter if you used all the bells and whistles, masking, tracking, circle, picture-in-picture, flying titles, and all that jazz, right? Doesn't matter if nobody watches it, okay? You can make a video where it's just you talking to the screen, like I'm doing right now. I'll get this comment off screen. So here I am. I'm talking to the camera. If I just make a 1-minute video doing this, talking to the camera, upload it to YouTube, don't edit it at all, except I'll decide where it starts and where it ends, right? Chop off the beginning and the end. Upload that to YouTube. If everybody that YouTube puts that in front of as an impression initially watches all of that video, clicks it and watches all of it, it's going to do well. It's going to YouTube will put it out in front of more people. So that's what it comes down to. And watch hours are important. The more watch time you can get, that's ultimately the best thing, really. Yeah. So I don't want to say like a 1-minute video will do well. Sometimes it will, but only if it gets like millions of views, I guess. It's the watch time. Like if you can make a 5-minute video and everybody watches all of it because you're engaging or whatever, then that's an awesome video. Even though you've done no edits, you just filmed yourself. Maybe the video quality is crap, right? You filmed it at 720p. The colors were off. The audio didn't sound great. But hey, guess what? People watched it, and they watched all of it. Most people clicked your thumbnail too, and then they watched all of your video. YouTube loves that. You could get millions of views on a video like that. So YouTube's definition of a good video is different than, say, somebody who makes movies thinks is a good video. It's not necessarily the quality of the video. It's whether people are watching it or not. Oh, did I miss a super chat from Barb? When did that come in? Barb, I hope you're still here. Thank you very much, Barb, for the super chat. I really appreciate that. And your question, let me pop it up here. Thoughts on video length for retention for beginning YouTubers? Probably just need to consult with you. Sick being an obsessed consumer. Publish. You said it, not me. So my thoughts are, don't try to make your video longer than it needs to be. Okay, don't stretch it out, because people will sense and they'll know that you're trying to make it longer than it needs to than it needs to be. What is going on? Let's try this. Lemonade. Your video should be only as long as it needs to be for you to get your message across, whatever that message is. No longer. So what I like to say is, if you've got 10 minutes of information, you feel like it's 10 minutes of information, don't try to stretch it into a 15-minute video. In fact, try to make it even shorter and make it action-packed, full of value, okay? That might go against me saying, like, you know, the way I talk, I tend to be a little bit slower. I think sometimes what I'm going to say, but I think people are okay with that. They tend to like that. That's human, right? So, yeah. But if you're just starting out, I will say this. I would tend to try to make shorter videos, not because I think the length matters that much, but because making a shorter video should be easier to do than making a longer video. So maybe just shoot for 5 minutes if your information that you're sharing requires it. Okay, does that make sense? So yeah, that's probably need to, yeah. So I like to make 10 to 15-minute videos because I've learned that people tend to like, that's a nice length for my publishing frequency as well. If I were to make a video every day, I wouldn't make a 20 to 30-minute video every day, because that's asking a lot of my subscribers to watch that much of me all the time. But if my videos are 5 to 10 minutes long, 3 videos a week is probably no problem at all. If you're going to make 1 video a week, 20 minutes is probably fine. But you got to have 20 minutes of really good content. So that might be harder to come up with, especially if you're going to try to talk to the camera like this, than maybe 10 minutes or 5 minutes of content, right? So if you're struggling getting going and you feel like you need a kick in the butt to get going, that little extra push, I would suggest to you make a 5-minute video. Or shoot for that. Whatever it ends up being, it ends up being. Again, my most successful video to date, I was aiming for 10 to 15 minutes. I ended up being, I think, 24 minutes long, but that's just what it was. I didn't want to stop it after 10 minutes. I didn't want to edit it so tight that I scrunched it up and made it shorter, because that would have defeated the purpose. One of the purposes of that video was to make it authentically. And that was part of my test. I thought, okay, this I'm hoping will work, and it ended up working. So I hope that helps, Barb, and thanks again for the super chat. Sorry, I was just reading something else here. Pond Prowler, I still feel like you missed the super chat where someone was warning you about the spammer. Viewer's name started with an N, I think. Let me type in spammer. Oh, here it is. You're right, I did. Nature's Calling. Let's go, super chat. I'm sorry. 50 NOK. I'm not even sure what that is. NOK, but thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And you need to block Rakesh. He is spamming. Yeah, I saw that. I think he's gone now, though. And I missed him. I should have. But thank you for trying to warn me about that. Anyway, for you guys, just so you know how I found that so quickly, Ecamm Live has a search feature. Now, you said you thought his name started with an N. That wouldn't have worked. I couldn't have searched for N. It would have returned probably half the chats. But what I searched for was spammer. Or no, spam. S-P-A-M-M I searched for. And he was one of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 messages that popped up. Oh, and one of them was, you missed my super chat. I'm so sorry. You're right, I did. And my bad. I'm really, really sorry. And then you tried to warn me. So these are the messages that had S-P-A-M-M in them. Rockio as well, or Rocchio. Spamming, not fun. Show us in real time how you get rid of a spammer. Oh, yeah, I would have if I could have found him. Okay, let me get back to real time. See where we're at. The latest, we've got Fitness with Barbara. How you doing, Barbara? It depends on the type of content you make and your audience. Test different lengths and see what your audience responds to. Good luck. Awesome advice. That is great advice. And again, the only thing I'd add to that is, since, Barb, you haven't posted a video yet, lean towards a time length that you're most comfortable with. Anything to make it easier on you. But yeah, once you get going, exactly what Barbara just said, try new things. Try different lengths. And I've done that too. And, results are all over the map. But that's how you level up YouTube. Just keep trying different things. Different topics, different video lengths, different thumbnails. Like, always testing. Always testing. Drink water and tea, Rob. Your vocal cords need help. Yeah, I've got some water. The flavored water is what I'm drinking right here. I don't know why I have two. I've got grape flavored water here, and this, I've got lemonade in this one. I don't know why I have two. Not a big tea drinker myself. OC Knits. I'm making knitting content and just enjoying the process. Who knows where it will lead? Who knows indeed? Who knows? Have fun with it. Might lead to an amazing place. Enjoy the journey. It's all about the journey, not so much the destination. Because do we ever arrive as YouTubers? I don't think so. We're always journeying, always on the journey. Ecamm, I will look on one of your old videos thinking about live streaming. Yes, if you have a Mac, I highly recommend Ecamm. It's awesome. It is awesome. Oh, somebody was having problems with my freezing? I like your channel. I'm struggling with mine. I have Parkinson's. My voice is weak. I sell real estate, and I am just now sure, or not sure, anyone will care what I have to say. Yeah, that natural doubts. I guess we all have doubts when we're starting out. All I can say is, pick a niche that you're passionate about, whether it's real estate or unrelated to real estate. Just something you're passionate about, and you could make videos about Parkinson's and your daily struggles, or how you get, how you solve problems, your issues. This is the way I like to think about it. Anything, I don't want to say anything you're good at, like that might not be appropriate here, but anything you have knowledge about, something you might be going through, like Parkinson's, right? Think about other people who might be going through the same thing you are, and think about people who maybe were just diagnosed. Like, I don't know when you were diagnosed. Maybe it's been a while. Maybe you have some experience with this now, maybe a couple years of it. But maybe some people just got the diagnosis yesterday. They may come home from getting that diagnosis and go right to YouTube. What can I learn about this? Right? And that's where you come in. Maybe that's not what you want to do, but that's an example of something like health struggles in general is a popular thing to craft channels around, right? If it's anything that somebody might be going through, there's a high probability that there are other people going through it too, or about to go through what you've gone through. So that's where channels that help people like that can do really well. So anyway, that's the first thought I had. But don't worry about not sure anyone will care what you have to say. No, that's get that thought out of your head right away. Maybe not anybody you know, right? But that's okay, because that's not the way YouTube works anyways. People don't make YouTube videos and then expect maybe some people expect, but it's not the right thing to do, expect their friends and families to go on there and be the biggest supporters. It's not the way it works. Friends and family can be your biggest supporters in real life. YouTube's not real life. YouTube is online videos, right? And people will go watch videos from strangers to try to learn or be entertained from strangers. Okay, so if you decide to start a YouTube channel and make videos, just know that you're making them for people you don't know. All right. Now you may have some people that find them and maybe they're interested in them, maybe they're not. But regardless, it's the people who find them naturally that are the people you should try to target. So I hope that helps. The feed keeps freezing. Is it just me? Feed good here. Not freezing here. Okay, we'll go with that. How do you not give up when you don't get views? Thanks. Well, you've got to be naturally motivated. You got to have a reason for doing this. My reason has never, how do you not give up? You have to enjoy it, is what it comes down to. If you don't enjoy doing this, then, it's going to be easy to give up. And then I can tell you this, not every channel succeeds, but 100% of the channels where the creator gave up don't succeed. Like all of them. None of them succeed if they give up. So the only way to succeed is to not give up. The only way to not give up, I believe, or a strong reason, is to enjoy what you're doing. Then it's never work. And if it's not succeeding yet, at least you're having fun doing what you're doing, right? And if you're enjoying it, then you're more apt to want to get into the analytics and try to figure out what you can be doing better, right? It's just that's just the way it goes. So you have to enjoy it. So find a niche that you enjoy, that you're passionate about talking about. You can talk about it and you love talking about it. Or you're helping people and you love helping people with this certain thing, right? Find something there that you can be passionate about and you won't give up. Okay? Good luck with it. Might be time to reboot. Yeah, it might be, Mike. I'm learning so much just from watching you orchestrate this live show. The fact that you do keep something to drink next to you is very smart, being able to look up stuff like you just did. Yeah, I learned that quite a while ago. Actually, I learned that when making videos. The voice gets dry. I don't like... I spend a lot of time in this office. And when I'm not in this office, I might be outside, making a video. But for the most part, most of my time is in this office, most of my working time. And I'm usually silent. I don't speak during the day that much. So these live streams, or when I'm filming a video, maybe I'm an hour talking. Now that we're approaching 3 hours in this live stream, yeah, I'm not used to talking so much, so my voice does get dry. So definitely keep, and they say water. I used to have energy drinks with me. That was my go-to. But I don't believe carbonated drinks are good for the vocal cords. Not that they're unhealthy. It's just that it doesn't help, I guess, soothe them as much. I don't know. I'm not a biologist, a doctor, or anything like that. Just what I've heard. Water tends to work the best. All right. What else we got here? I'm going to buy Bose stock. I think it's a sound investment. Okay. All right. That's verging on dad joke territory right there, Pond Prowler. I like it, though. I appreciate a good dad joke. I've just looked at your channel and I don't find your voice weak at all. What is the purpose of your channel? To sell real estate or something else? Posting weekly at least will help. Sound advice there, Catherine. Thank you for helping Dave out. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Jeremy. Thank you, Catherine. I feel I might be too optimistic. I've been around for 2 years, consistent for a little less than a year, but I only have 47 subs and my highest LFV is less than 200. LFV? I feel like I should know what that stands for. I'm drawing a blank. Low face value? No. I'm going to get struck by Detroit Lightning for that joke. Oh, I hope not. Long form video. Oh, of course. Of course, long form video. Live feed views. Yeah, here they come. Yeah, I'm not always that good with the acronyms. Yeah, I mean, being consistent is only part of it. 386. You know, you have to try to get better with each video. You have to, I don't know what your videos are about, but, you know, if you're being helpful with people, if you try to engage people, you know, try to get people to answer questions in your comment section, that helps. Consider doing live streams, right? Encouraging people to comment is huge. If people leave comments, they'll tell you what they want more from you, and then that can kind of drive you in terms of, or direct you in terms of what videos to make next. So there you go. I hope that helps. That's exactly where my mind was going, Catherine. Dave considers sharing his Parkinson's journey. Many channels like that do very well. People are interested to see what it's really like. Yeah, and particularly I think of people who may like people who just get diagnosed with it, or maybe family members who a family member has been diagnosed with anything, Parkinson's in your case, or you know, could be cancer, could be whatever. Even a broken leg, right? Someone gets a broken leg. How am I going to get around now? Well, maybe someone's made a video about it, right? Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate that. I'm glad you like the content. All right. Okay, I started to read this because I thought maybe it was another dad joke. I was supposed to start making another video over an hour ago. Thanks, Rob. Procrastination for the win. We are 10 minutes to 3 hours into this. I'm going to actually, whoa. It's going to make, okay, no, I'm good. I do have a coaching call. That's so, but not at, I'm good. All right. Sophia, I downloaded VSDC and uninstalled CapCut. They have a YouTube channel with tutorials. Saw some, seems easy. Awesome, good for you, great. And whether or not, so, and this is just general advice. I'm not familiar with VSDC, but you know, maybe their tutorials or videos aren't the best. I'm not saying they are or not, I don't know. But my point is, there may be other creators who have made videos on VSDC. So you could just go to YouTube and search, you know, VSDC, how to trim a video, or whatever you're searching for. Yeah, YouTube. I mean, that's how I learned Camtasia. That's how I learned DaVinci Resolve. The time I did use CapCut a couple years ago it was for a client. I needed to, he wanted captions in a certain way. So I went to YouTube, and I don't remember whose video I saw, but I figured out how to do it by watching a YouTube video. So good luck with that. Alrighty, where we go. Hello, sir. I'd like to sell you a thumbnail service and a Vikings hat. I'm thinking that is a dad joke. I do not want a Vikings hat, and I don't need thumbnail service. Are you looking to get banned? I wouldn't do that to you, Pond Prowler. I know you're a jokester. Yeah, long form video. Finally figured that out. It upsetting to family and friends that I don't give them my channel name. How to promote your channel without giving your channel name? Can you direct your channel to using hashtags? You're thinking about it wrong. You don't need to promote your channel. YouTube will do it for you. You just have to make videos that are good, that people will want to watch. Make videos that will either help people or entertain people, or that has information in them that people need or want. Make videos like that. It helps if all of your videos that you make are all targeting the same audience, the same group of people who are, you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to get away from saying all your videos should be in the same niche. A better way to look at it is they all have to target the same audience, the same, like, define your ideal viewer. Who is he or she? How old are they? What are they interested in? Is it a editing software? Is it fishing? Is it hunting? Is it cars? Is it gardening? Whatever it is, what are they interested in? So, like, somebody who's interested in gardening might be interested in growing carrots. Okay, you know, slightly different things, but can be grouped together. So maybe, you know, my point is, if one person is interested in both those things, you can make videos on both those things. Okay, so that's the way to think about it. Make videos that are for a certain group of people, the idea of a certain group of people, not specific people, not people you know, not friends, not family. You're just asking for trouble if you just try to start your channel that way, because they're going to skew your data. Even if they watch some of your videos, you know, they're not going to watch them all typically. So they're not your ideal viewer. And especially if you lump a whole bunch of people into that and you share it with a bunch of people. I've heard countless stories of people trying to start their channels that way, and they get a whole bunch of views in the beginning because it's from people they know, and then nothing when they come out with new videos. And that's because they're not watching them, and then YouTube will think, therefore, oh, even his subscribers aren't watching these. It must be a bad video. We're not going to push it out to anybody else. So don't promote. Don't promote. Don't give out your channel URL. Forget what your channel URL is. You don't even need to know what it is. Luke has a good question. What would be your main piece of advice to someone just before they start their first live stream? Awesome question. Just before you're going to start your first one, well, how far before? If you've got a couple weeks, and if you've identified the date you're going to start, then in 1 or 2 videos leading up to that date, I would tell people, when you're introducing yourself, preferably, in my opinion, at the end of those videos, by the way, my name is Luke Joseph, and I'm going to start going live once a week, starting 2 weeks from tomorrow, or starting July 31st, right? Say that at the end of your video, and then do it again at the end of your next video. Then put up a community post the day before you go live, and just try to get people knowing that you're going to do that. So that would be my stuff to do ahead of time. But now, right before you go live, I mean, understand how your software works, whatever software you're going to use, be it Ecamm Live or whatever, and make sure you kind of know what you're doing. Ecamm Live, StreamYard, OBS. There's several you can choose from, and then have fun. Try to relax. Have something prepared. Okay, be prepared to live stream to nobody, knowing that when you press stop and you've ended the live stream, that you have a video made. Okay, that may or may not be watched, doesn't matter, but you've made a video and you've done your first live stream. Maybe nobody showed up. That's okay. You've now practiced your first live stream, so that's awesome. So that would be my, maybe pick a length of time that you decide to go live. Like, maybe you decide, I'm going to go live for 30 minutes. I've got a couple things to talk about. If nobody shows up, maybe you've got several questions written down that you know how to answer, that you can ask yourself if nobody shows up, to ask those questions. But then if somebody does show up, like, be grateful. say, thanks for showing up. This is awesome. You're my first viewer. You're my second viewer, whatever. Call them out by name or handle if you don't know what their name is. Yeah, have fun with it. And ask them questions. Say, hey, where are you from? Anything you'd like to know? Right? So, yeah, and have fun with it. And all I can say is, when I finished my first live stream, I was incredibly nervous to start it. But when I finished, and I think mine was 90 minutes long, my first one, it was a high. Honestly, it was a high. I was overjoyed that I did it. It's like, wow, this was awesome. I think 4 people showed up, which was great. One was my son. And yeah, I just had fun. So yeah, have fun with it. I wish you the best of luck. There you go. Have fun with it. What's this, Steve? Not the dinner supper debate? Oh no, are we going there again? Oh, if people are looking for something like CapCut Desktop, I recommend Filmora. Used it for years. The interface is very similar, so it will cut your learning curve. Not free software though. Okay, yep, Filmora is another one. So Filmora, DaVinci Resolve, a little more complicated, but does more. Camtasia is what I recommend because it's what I use. What else we got? Oh, there's lots. Final Cut Pro and Premiere Pro are kind of the granddaddies. DaVinci Resolve, I lump that in there too. It's, you can do a lot with it, but might have a bit of a learning curve. Question, is your Apple computer screen 13 or 15 inch screen? I know you said it was refurbished. So my MacBook is the 2021 16 inch, not 13 or 15, it's 16 inch. For the 2021s, the choice was 14 or 16. Okay, it's a MacBook Pro M1 Max chip in it, 2 terabyte drive, 32 gigs of RAM, and it's a powerhouse. It's incredibly powerful. Anything from the M1 on, so this is probably 5 years old now, or 4 years old, 4 years old. M1, M2, M3, M4, right? They get more expensive. But if you get a refurbished one, you could probably find a refurbished M1 or M2 MacBook Pro, not the Air. The Airs are not as powerful. So there you go. And I got the 16 inch. My son has the 14 inch at work, excuse me. And he said, oh, get the 14 inch, so much smaller. And honestly, when I was on the plane flying out west, I wish I had the 14 because, I had to kind of lift it up, and I'm a bigger guy, so I don't have a lot of room as it is, and putting it on the table, and I couldn't bend the screen far enough forward. I'm 6'3", all right, and 230 on a good day, so I'm not small. And there's someone beside me, so my arms are like this, and I have to kind of tip it up so that the laptop is kind of on me like this and angled. It's just very awkward. So the 14 inch would have been nice there, but I have the 16 inch because of my eyes. I need readers, right? So it helps. The bigger things are, the better for me. So that's why I went that way. I'm still here, Steve, sipping on cups of tea. I think I've had 17 now. Oh, Brooke is here. How you doing, Brooke? Good to see you. I just made it and realized Steve Brocky just commented on the dinner supper thing. I joined at the perfect time. Okay, are we? Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be on that much longer. Aussie English is with Steph is here too. Welcome, Steph. Good to see you again. It's coffee time then. It will be time for brekkie. Okay, I know what that means. We call it brekkie too. Here we go. Hey, Brooke. Hey, Matt. Hey, Catherine. It all turned to custard last week. Yeah. I think Brooke just showed up because she's an instigator, I think. Trying to get something going. Starting the oat and niche drinking game now. Go. All right. It's not going to be very long. Maybe 10 more minutes, and then I got to sign off. Here's another question. Pond Prowler, I think you answered this last week. I'm sorry if... Oh, it just jumped. I'm sorry if you did. Posting shorts and long form immediately or scheduling for hours later for the algorithm. Thoughts? Let's discuss. So I don't see any benefit in waiting. If it's ready, if it's uploaded, and that's the time you want to post your video, post it. I don't think it does any good to wait. YouTube will not start its testing until it's live and public, right? Published publicly. That's when they start their test. They'll start putting it out to your subscribers, and then maybe some other people like your subscribers. See how they're responding. Is the CTR high? How long are they watching? They measure all this, and then they'll decide if they want to push it out more or not. Okay, so if you upload it and leave it unlisted or leave it private for any length of time, it doesn't matter how long, they're not going to start their testing until you make it public. So those are my thoughts on that. I think the more important thing is, what time of day do you want to post, right? Is it the same time every day? If so, that's what I would look towards. I'm a bogan beer drinker and have lots of different adventures. So if people like watching a piss tank clown, tune into me. Okay. It's dinner, guys, for sure. Yo, dinner, yes, agree. Now, I'm going to have to break with you guys on that one. It's supper or lunch here. To me, dinner is too ambiguous. I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about what I eat at noon or what I eat at 6 o'clock? They both could be dinner. I watched your new brain video while watching this live stream. Brooke Sears got a new video out. I'll have to check it out. Cues before your question. That's a great question. What have I missed since I left? I don't know when you left, Steve. Make a second channel and copy some of your videos hidden to that channel. Then they can see what you make when they are curious, but they will not find your real channel. Good idea. Good idea. I have more footage from this morning. I was thinking of doing a second episode, or should I? I made this little checklist for myself. I feel like I'm not in on this conversation right now. I made this little checklist for myself, and I put it in the calendar event for my weekly live stream so I don't forget anything. It's a good idea. Great idea, Catherine. Love the videos and advice. Only got 40 subs at the moment, but will slowly go live once I hit the 50 sub mark. Thanks for the info. Appreciate it. I'm in Tasmania. Awesome. Let me just say, though, a lot of people are saying this whole 50 sub thing before they go live. Understand that that's only if you go live from your phone. Okay, you need 50 subs. But if you want to go live from your computer, you don't need any subs. Okay, there's no requirement. And I don't know why YouTube puts that requirement in for streaming from your phone, but they do. So I don't know why. Morning, Rob. Last week I did a 25-minute love stream. What? Last week I had a full show and it was live stream, I'm assuming you mean. I had a full show and it was so helpful. Awesome. Congratulations, Sapphire Blue Travels. Good to hear. Audacity training. I noticed you changed your channel name. Are you going to start your personal content on this one or start a second channel? Very good. Teacher Kelly tag. Hi, Kelly. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Steve had 5 on his first live. It was good fun. Awesome. Awesome. Sounds full on iPhone. Sound off. iPhone 10. Check batteries. Unplug. Okay, very good. That's your list of... I'm falling quite a bit behind here. Let me go up because I'm going to run out of time if I... Supper from a follower in Maine. Absolutely. Maine. Maine is like a close cousin to the Maritimes, right beside New Brunswick. Thank you, Brooke. Thank you, Brooke. Yes, I hit the 70K the very next day, actually, with help from that video from June 12th, which is doing so well. I appreciate that. A schedule might be good in terms of being disciplined, but if you're knocking out content, I don't suppose it matters so long as the frequency is there. Yeah, and as I said earlier in this, so I used to schedule Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. or 10 a.m., but I've since I'm going with the flow now. I was going to put a video out Monday, but I had another video from 3 weeks ago doing really well, like 400 views per hour well, and it's still, right now it's at 100, it's still over 100 views an hour. and it's been almost 4 weeks. So ChatGPT suggested that I hold off on releasing a video. So I'm following that advice, waiting till at least Wednesday morning. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. All right. Good to know about the subs. Yeah. Love streams are done in San Francisco. I knew Pond Prowler, you would jump on that. Wow, dinner is never lunch. Lunch is lunch. Noonish. Dinner is dinner. 6-ish or later. Well, then what's supper? Supper is supper. I have to work on the frequency. I want to put up more videos. Yeah. Yeah. So if you want to increase your frequency, I found the best way to do that is to, for me, the biggest time waster, not really wasting, but the biggest time commitment for making a video was the editing. It took me a long time to edit. So I decided, let's just do less of that. Less editing, or even make the videos shorter, then you can pump out more videos. That would be my suggestion if you want to get your frequency up, and it's a good thing to try. I think it's for safety, so some crazy can't live stream a criminal act. Oh, maybe. Never even thought of that. Because a crazy doing a criminal act out in public, I guess, wouldn't normally have their desktop computer with them or laptop. Do a search on my name for earlier question. Huh? Okay, I will do that. Bowls. Does YouTube care if people fast forward through parts? Does YouTube care if they fast forward through parts? Okay, so what I think you're asking is if they by fast forward, do you mean skip or do you mean watch faster? Because you can increase the speed at which you watch a video. So if there's a 10-minute video and you watch it all 10 minutes of it, the creator gets credited with 10 minutes of watch time, okay? If you watch that video at 2 times the speed, so it only takes you 5 minutes to watch it, you still get credited, or the content creator still gets credited with the full 10 minutes, even though that person sped through it, okay? But if the person skips parts, they don't get credited for the parts that were skipped, okay? Only the minutes or seconds that were actually watched, no matter how fast they watched them. All right, so that's how that works. And sorry I missed your previous question, but I'm missing a lot. I'm missing a lot of questions. Let me quickly look at the current now. I have to kind of lean over here because it's on a different monitor. Mike's Adventure Sparks. How do you move on? Okay, that I can't. Here it is. And I clicked it and it disappeared. Where'd it go? How do you move on doing YouTube when you lose your friend in Co-Star to the channel? Don't know if I want to continue. What? How do you move on doing YouTube when you lose your friend in Co-Star to the channel? Don't know if I want to continue. Oh, okay, that sounds bad. So you had a friend, you and a friend were going to do a channel together, and you've lost that friend. I'm sorry if that's what's happened, and I could totally understand not wanting to continue with that channel. But yeah, I guess how to move on would be, if you still want to do YouTube, I would consider starting a new channel that would be different. You know, I don't know if I'm getting the context right or not. I was initially hopeful you were kind of joking, or maybe it's a pet or something. Like my co-star is Peanut, my cat, you know, she's not going to live forever, but I'm still going to continue. Anyway, I hope that helps answer your question. Supper is an evening snack to me. Very good. What else we got here? At Rob, I looked this up yesterday, Rob, and it said that watching at 1.25 or faster, the creator only gets that time for watch hours. That's not what well, Well, I'll look at it again, but that's what I thought I learned, that you could watch it at different speeds, but the actual time that the video is that you've watched is what the creator would get credit for, is what I learned. But I'll do some deeper digging, Catherine. All right. Rob needs more likes. Farrier Trails. Thank you, Farrier Trails. Pound that like button if you liked it. So many different parts of Canada, all very different. You're absolutely right. I flew over all of Canada a couple weeks ago, and on the west side looks completely different than it does here on the east side. Lots of mountains over there. I have a Werther's Original for everyone that pounds that like button. I love Werther's Original. Absolutely. I have a bag of them on my desk in my closet. All right. You know what, guys? I'm going to have to draw a line in the sand right there. Thank you, everybody, for participating today. If you asked a question, I'm sorry I didn't get to all of them. And I won't be doing a video this week like I did last, where I summarized I answered all the questions that I missed. That was quite time consuming, and the video wasn't as well received as I had hoped it would be. Probably my fault, because it was 57 minutes long. It was a long video, and that's a lot for me to ask you guys to watch that, especially if you were here for the majority of the 3.5 hour or 3 hour 44-minute live stream that I did. That's a big ask. So, oh, I just see one. Heartily Happy has a question. Can you make a video with shorts from your channel and as a calibration into a new video and not get flagged for reusing content? Yes, you can. I've done that before. I've uploaded a video URL, one of my videos that's doing well, to Opus Clip, and it generated shorts for me. Absolutely, you can do that. All right. So, yeah, that said, Heartily Happy, you got the last question in. Yeah, so hopefully another video tomorrow. If not, Friday. We'll see how things are going. I hope you enjoyed this, and best of luck to everybody starting your channels or leveling up your channels. Barb, I'm talking to you. Get that video posted, your first one, even if it's only 4 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. Just get that up. I can't wait to see what you come up with. Yeah, everybody, as Matt Man Solar just said, you all have a good day. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Take care.